So we had just stepped into the cathedral room, and we saw pews that were full of all kinds of onlookers.
Pew pew
But
pew.
pew,
Sorry.
um, and but ironically, they were full of like people we knew and people from our past, and they looked different to different people. So Beryl recognized a lot of the kobolds from the Warren of Mossreal, and so she like kind of was hunching and kind of looking around really nervously and darting her eyes around. And Reed approached the altar where there was a an imp who identified himself as Tinder, and a, something in the form of a young human child, a girl child. Um, and the girl seemed to be very calmly like talking to Tinder, saying like another comes, and they had a kind of a conversation that didn't make a whole lot of sense to us. But then a portal appears, and a new female dwarf warrior kind of appeared. And Beryl assumes that this new dwarf is another ghost, like the other dwarves that we've seen down here.
Like they're hot.
Yeah. And the priestess dwarf that we saw in the very beginning. So the child asks Beryl about her past, and Beryl's kind of like nervous and kind of blubbers her replies. And then the Tinder imp kind of talks about kobolds as lesser creatures, and kind of the kobolds in the pews start to taunt Beryl and condemn her, and so Beryl kind of regresses a bit mentally into kind of reliving a traumatic moment from her past. And the angry kobolds kind of start to advance on her. At least this is what she sees. And they transform into some monstrosities who begin to attack her. And the rest of the tribe is able to see her attackers by that point, even though they couldn't see the kobolds before. So the tribe's kind of the tribe members form up and kind of face these the lost, what the creatures were. And we actually take a good bit of damage in the very beginning, Beryl, Reed, and Sim, but then Reed is able to banish two of them, and they do not return when his spell expires. The others are finished off, most notably with some impressive radiant swings from the dwarf's axe. And so Beryl kind of recovers her senses and shakes it off. And then the child asks about Reed's past, but Reed seems a little more resilient intellectually than Beryl, so he doesn't get scared quite like Beryl did. He's able to kind of withstand whatever the child creature is kind of attempting to invade in our minds. Beryl learns that the new she dwarf is not a ghost after all. I guess that was she kind of learned that during the battle. And then Sim and Katraka, the new person, are both very kind of persuasive and talkative, and they use words and music. We learn that our new member does quite a bit of music with a harp, so they use this to kind of educate the child and intrigue the child, and they kind of hope to make the child begin to question this imp who seems to kind of be a bit of a worm tongue type in her ear. And Katraka asks the child's name, and Tinder tries to tell us, just call her girl, that's her name. And Sim proposes, oh no, you should have a new name of your very own, and proposes Tealam. And the child likes this new name. So the next time Tinder addresses her, she's like, call me Tealam. So that was kind of a little victory for us. And so the Tinder guy kind of starts to see that this child is maybe not interested in just being an agent of chaos for no reason at all, just maybe more interested in learning and observing and learn, and possibly observing other things besides just chaos and grief. So Tinder's not really fond of our conversation with her, and decides to attack us. And Tealam is content to just watch. So there's some elemental spells getting thrown around. There's suddenly a band entertaining and protecting us. It was very, very interesting. and the tinder actually summoned another devil just like him. And at one point, Terrace seems to be in a bit of danger, and Beryl tries to help, but it really upsets the hungry, and the battle continues from there. That's kind of where my notes ended.
All right, thank you for that. So let's get back to it. You turned into a giant scorpion, I think, for the first time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did,
I
yes.
do love the giant scorpion
It's
form.
freaking awesome, by the way.
She was very excited about it. I remember that. All right. Well.
All right, we're still not out of danger here.
Nope. So Reed, it was your turn. You got an angry devil next to you. Yeah, what do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna try to move out of this devil's range, so I don't have disadvantage.
All right, so you give him an
Yeah.
oppie.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it have reach? You only get disadvantage for being within 5 feet, regardless of the weapon range, is my understanding.
Yeah, so its fork and its tail are 10 feet reach.
Okay, and then I want to do Eldritch Blast, all three at this guy up here, and I believe my first shot has advantage because he was just hit with a guiding bolt.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that is
Oh, yeah.
correct.
Spicy guiding bolt.
All right.
Finish it, Reed.
24 to hit.
Yeah, 24 would hit, so he takes 10 points of damage. 26 would strike as well for another 9. And 25 would hit for another 9. So he's looking very wounded, but he's still up.
That's it for me.
Alright.
Do you want me to roll initiative?
Sorry, one sec. Did someone talk before, Trey?
I was asking if you wanted me to roll initiative.
Yeah, I can pull you on one sec.
I mean, I pulled myself on, but I'm not entirely sure I want to be here.
There you go. Go ahead and roll initiative. And did someone else?
Oh, I was already. Wait, I already. All right.
Just which one was Sim just focusing fire on? The one in the corner or the one in the center?
Yeah,
the one up north in the corner.
Which you
That is the summoner, as far as we are aware.
Yeah, which you believe is the summoner.
And which we really, really hope destroying it will cause the other summoned devil to go away.
Yeah.
Cool.
If not, we're screwed.
Alright, so did you roll on a Kate? You got a 19?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll hop you on after Beryl here. So what are you doing, Beryl? And I'll reorder next round.
Reed just went. Oh, okay, there we go.
You there, Mary?
You're muted.
Did we lose Mary?
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize. I thought I saw myself much further down the turn order, so I stepped away.
That's okay.
Let me see here. I will step up this way and try some stabs on this hungry.
Alright.
Or law. Yeah, hungry, right?
It's the hungry.
That one's hungry.
The other one's lost, this one's hungry.
Let me find the character sheet here.
The old adjectival monstrosity crew.
I think I think I did give you a sheet for it. If I didn't, let me.
Yeah, it's still at the top. I was looking down under the. Okay.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
So
let
we're going to
move that. So I'll put that under resources. There you go. Should be in there now.
Ooh. So I don't know if either of the claws hit, but the sting should hit.
So the claws indeed would miss, but yes, a 24 is a crit. So go ahead and roll damage. And it does take poison damage.
Oof, what a roll. All right.
So it has to make a con save.
Hey, dumb question. Why am I not seeing Barrel's die rolls?
You're probably getting whispered because of the Scorpion token settings.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I need to turn that off on the new sheet.
I don't
yeah.
care. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's a
when he
setting
first-
that either makes rules public
Yeah,
or
when
whispers
he
into the
first-
GM.
Yeah,
When he
which in
first gives
the
me a new character sheet, it automatically whispers, and I have to turn it off.
which I think I
So
might
every
no
time I-
longer be whispering rolls, so that might be on by default soon. Because it seems like
every time you
likes
give
the...
me a new wild shape, I've had to adjust it.
Alright, well, it would fail the poison save, so it takes 17 plus 5. Wait, it's 4d10, not 4d4 damage. For
Oh,
the poison.
oops. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's some
Yeah.
serious poison damage.
Nice, much
right.
better roll.
So,
Wow.
Any better roll. 3 9s instead of 3 1s.
So
Big swing.
17, 40, 54 damage. That is
Wow.
a hit. Yeah, you probably got its attention with that.
And I
Anything
think
else?
I can do. I
Oh,
remember
and,
correctly that
that would wound it.
I was debating whether to move the healing spirit, but let me just leave it where it is. Maybe we can finish this guy off before he sees any healing.
Yeah.
All right, Anarchy. Are you done, Beryl?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
So who/what is Anarchy? Did she just sort of come out of nowhere or out of one of the portals?
So
I was
Anna
just-
Kate
I
was
was
in the
just,
background. Yeah, I guess you should do your description. What do you look like, Anna Kate?
She
was with you
Anna
the
Kate
whole
is-
time. We just had her in the background because she was away last game.
Got it.
Yeah, she is a human. About what is she? 5 foot. She's relatively tall, I think. No, 5'3", average height. But she's dressed in very plain clothing. She's wearing very dark-looking gloves. She's got a couple of bows strapped to her back and a couple of blades at her side. And yeah, I guess she was in a funk there for a second, but now she's ready to get in on this. So I'm drawing Shadow Strider,
She was on vacation in Washington at the time.
Washington, and then Alaska.
And then Alaska. She's
Ooh,
been traveling.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
Now she's
All
back
right.
to the dungeon.
exactly.
Alright, so you're
Oh.
gonna punch this thing?
I'll swing the sword first.
Alright. The Shadow Strider. 26 would indeed strike.
Seems to be a bit of a delay here. There we go.
Alright, so... you would deal 35 damage to him with the first attack.
Still getting the
Oh man,
Shadow Strider bonus.
void disruptions.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's actually going to change my strategy a little bit. Seeing that it's doing extra damage, I'll just swing the sword again.
Alright, so you strike a second time with the blade. 18 would hit again.
Nice. Not quite as good.
28 if you still got the doubling. So
Yeah, that would be 28 more. It is looking pretty wounded, but still up.
Okay, and I'll use my offhand attack.
Alright, 21 would strike with your punch as well. Hitting it for another 14 damage.
Still up though.
It is indeed still up.
These things are really sturdy, and we did not hit it very much.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, I will stay put.
All right, Sim.
I want to be just like my big brother Reed when I grow up, so I'll do basically what he did, walking over to avoid the cover, and making with the Eldritch Blast at the summoner up in the corner.
All right, so you circle around, taking some shots at him.
Oh wait, I do not still have bless up. Sorry, that was a error. I forgot to uncheck the mod.
No worries.
For that.
Unfortunately, then all three of those would miss. Because the
Wow.
devil steps back and forth, avoiding the attacks.
Yep. Actually, and then I will step back to attempt to provide Terrace with some cover from that fork and tail.
Thank you.
All right. The horned devil goes.
Which one?
If you hover over the initiative order, the yellow box shows you.
Yeah, it's weird. It's still says it's Sim's turn.
Oh,
But yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
It's my. Oh, you know why? Script's broken. Hang on.
Yeah.
That would do it. Let me reset the script really quick. I should have checked that before the game. For some reason, it's been breaking so little that I stopped checking, but it looks like it is broken, so reset, and it should work now. And we're back. Alright, so... yeah, there we go.
oh,
Alright, so the summoned horned devil is going to... is it going to go... Terrace, did you have a mortal wound on you? One of the devil wounds? Or infernal
no.
wound? Okay. So I think it's going to go for... it's going to step up here, and it's going to stab at Reed using its multi-attack. So 2 pitchfork attacks. First one is a 25 versus AC.
That hits.
Alright, so it would stab you for 16 piercing. Second attack is going to do another fork. 13, I believe, would miss you.
Yes.
And finally, the tail. Which actually, I think it's going to throw its tail at Terrace again, trying to bring him down. Luckily, you do have cover. Oh, but 29 is probably going to hit you.
Damon's not that big.
So you are struck for 11 piercing, and you get an infernal wound. Oh wait, no, you have to do a con save, although I think you're unconscious.
Yeah, I am.
But you do have to
Still
do
make
a
a con save while you're unconscious.
Yeah, see if you resist. Oh, alright, so you...
Oh wait, well... What's the
Do you have
DC?
advantage?
Oh, 17, yeah, no way.
Alright. So you have an infernal wound. Basically, at the start of each of your turn, you take 3d6 until you get some healing. I don't think I have a mark for infernal wounds, so... so yeah, you're unconscious, though, and you would get a second level of exhaustion. That's it for the Horned Devil, Katraka.
and just to be clear, he also just took death save failures, right?
No, I don't think so, because that hit knocked him unconscious. He hasn't taken any damage yet since he's gone down.
Knocked him down. I thought he was already down.
No, he wasn't.
No.
He'd
No, he
been
was-
brought up with healing.
Yeah.
That's still bad, but less bad than I thought. Okay, I am going to, sing a phrase of music, and my Warhammer ignites. Do I click on the little dialogue thingy to show what the spell does, or do I just click on the spell?
I think click on the dialogue first, then the spell, just to link it, and then
Cool.
now click the spell, and that'll
All right.
spend the actual spell. Okay.
So I'm gonna do Searing Smite on the Hungry, the thing next to me.
Okay.
And I'm swinging my Warhammer.
All right. So using Anna as a flank, you gain +2. 25 would strike. Do you have a magical Warhammer?
I do. It's magical, and I have the extra D8, and I have the extra D6 from the Searing.
Is that a +1 Warhammer?
It's +1 for
Okay.
class feature reasons.
All right. So go ahead and click on Warhammer to do the damage.
Okay.
That's in chat.
Yep. And so that's.
Oh, you gotta click it in chat, or else it just does another attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. It did another roll. I apologize. How do I see?
So the text, yeah, under the attack roll.
It's 11 bludgeoning plus an additional D8 for cleric stuff, plus an additional D6 of fire for the. Well, that didn't do shit. All right. Well, 18 damage total.
Alright, so as it looks like it's about to lunge at Anna Kate, you would strike it from the side, taking it down.
Dude.
Oh, that's good. Now we can heal again.
I was going to say, we can heal again, and so I'm going to step through... Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to step out of the Devil's Reach. There's no point in getting healed if I'm just going to die, so I'm going to step... Oh, no, wait a minute. If I step forward and then sideways, I don't actually leave his threatened reach, right?
If you
I think if you step diagonally into the healing spirit, you stay 10 feet away from the.
Yes, so
devil.
you could go into the healing spirit and still be in his reach, yeah. So you're fine.
Do
going
that.
there.
So and I think you have to step through the healing spirit, unless I misremember. So I'm gonna do that. I do a little cha-cha-cha dance.
I think if you just stand on the space, you get the healing, but if you want others to step through it. So go ahead and use a charge of the healing spirit, so it's down to 3, and you can go ahead and make a roll.
What do
I apologize. My roll 20 just reset, so give me a moment here.
That's fine.
I'm also happy to roll it if you just tell me what dice.
I want to say it's a D6.
Oh, 2d6. Maybe not.
Only if you do it at a higher level, I thought.
No.
But I could be wrong.
Oh, well, that'll fuck.
Alright, so 2 points of healing. And, go ahead and lower it to 3 charges now. Anything else, Katraka?
Sorry, just I hit. Okay. Nope. I've done my whole thing. I'm like, well, that's one down. Let's keep fighting. We're almost through this. I can get him up next turn. I'm pointing at the downed guy. I'm like, I can get him up soon. Just give me a moment.
So the devil goes, it's gonna hurl some fire. I think it's gonna hurl fire at Reed and Katraka, because they look wounded. 26 Reed.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, so a flaming thing comes and strikes you for 15. He'll do a second attack on Katraka. Oh, 11 would miss, though. And a third attack on Reed, hoping to bring him down. Oh, natural 1, so he misses. That is it for him. Terrace, at the beginning of your turn, you automatically take damage from the wound, so that's 1 death save failure.
Alright, I'll mark that as a fail.
And you also have to roll for an actual failure. You are in danger of dying if you roll a natural 1, so if you have an inspiration point, this would be a good time to use it.
I do. What does that add?
It gives you advantage on your death save. So unless you roll double nat 1s, you're okay.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, I totally jinxed it. Alright, so you're fine. You can roll again because you might get a 20.
Okay.
Well, it's an 8 or 21, but it's not a natural 20.
Yeah.
So you get 1 success, and that would be it for you.
Awesome.
The Hungry is dead, so it is Reed's turn.
I am gonna step out of 5 foot of the devil to my south and take 3 more shots. Eldritch Blast at the summoner up at north.
All right. So you take some shots at him. Yeah, 22 would strike him for 12, and he is knocked to his knees.
Timing.
This guy would disappear. And he says, "This is not over." And he will disappear. As if, you're not sure if he teleported or what, but he did not seem to die. But
Thing's been acting through proxies this whole time anyway, so...
That seems to be it for the enemies, and the group would appear to be safe.
I'm gonna real quick spare the dying as soon as my turn again.
Yeah, that's true. We do still have someone down, so I'm going to keep it in initiative for now. Barrel.
Beryl will move the healing spirit over.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll take care of the wound too, right?
Does that do it at the beginning of his turn or right now? If you move the healing spirit,
I believe. Well, here I'll link it.
Oh, right. The timing might actually be really important here.
Yeah, let me find it here. Here it is.
Talam says his life force ebbs. The call of the void.
First, whenever a creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Yeah, so it'd be at the start of his turn.
Then. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess. Let's see. I'll just go through. Anna Kate, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I will run over and attempt to stabilize him.
All right. So give me a medicine check. And 12 would be enough. So he is safe.
Oh my word.
The healing spirit will bring you up. We'll be fine. Everything's fine here.
If we're out of initiative, I'll use the remaining charges on him, but it's not going to be too much. Alright, so...
Yeah, you can do some healing with the remaining charges. That's fine.
My heart. Thank you guys so much.
Alright, so you would gain 5.
Alright.
And 3. So another 8 hit points from the spirit.
Well, there's one more, right? There was 3 left?
Oh, right, yeah, so you get another one. Another 3. Alright. So...
And then it boosts.
11. As you are brought back by the healing energies of the spirit. The girl says, it seems Tinder had to leave. That was very interesting.
I'm gonna stand up and look around with my sword in my hand. Where is he?
Going for now. Be at ease.
Hi. Is everyone okay?
As well as can be expected.
I mean, I'm pretty hurt. There is something I can do about it. It's just, can everyone get a little bit close?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast, because I need it. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Alright, so everyone gains 19.
Nice.
Hey, I'm no longer bloodied, just barely.
And then I say I have another extensive healing spell I can do, but it takes some time to cast. I have to do a whole song and dance, literally. So I don't know if we're planning to resting or how time works down here in this.
We do not know what our plan is until we can discern just how immediately the Tinder intends to re-engage us, and also what Te'Alam has to say to us. I think
she says,
some decision should await.
I believe that he has fled to the infernal plains, so I don't think he'll be an issue.
No time soon. Then perhaps we have time for more extended rest and extended conversation.
I'm going to touch my chest and use lay on hands to heal myself for the remaining 35 health points I have left in my pool.
Alright, so you do some more healing on yourself. Taelam just sort of regards the group with interest. It says, This has been quite enlightening for me. I've learned a lot, actually, speaking to all of you. As I said, you were the first ones I was able to talk to that didn't just die from my presence.
Well, of this I am glad.
So I still don't fully understand why that is, or what your significance is, but I'm glad I got to learn more from you being alive than from you being dead.
As are we all, I believe. I have some ideas about why it may be that we have lived where others have not. But for me, I have two pressing concerns, and no way to address them except but to perhaps seek your guidance or help in these matters. And they are twofold. The first is of course, as you may be aware, my companions and I are seeking to depart from this place, and something about the magic of it seems to have prevented us thus far. And if you know perhaps of method by which we may take our leave, then I would consider myself greatly indebted to you.
She says, but there's still so much I can learn from you all.
Ah, yes, and that addresses the second part of what I wish to ask or offer. This is perhaps as much a request for boon as it is offering of gift, but it is both on my part. Because it does seem that you have desire to learn, and for my part, I would much rather you learn from us than from others you might find. And it is my desire to see if there is some way that you might continue to learn from me or those of my companions who would accept after we have departed this place. It does not seem that such should be impossible.
Give me a persuasion.
How do I keep losing my character sheet? Sorry about that. Good here. Persuasion. How do we do? That's pretty good.
Well, I suppose that as living mortals, you have many different things to attend to. It seems that, from what it seems, order is more and more interesting within your world. But what would you propose that I could learn, or that we could do so I could learn more from you?
So I have theory, perhaps wildly untested and untestable, but I have theory. My thinking is that your shadowy companions here are more conventionally creatures of void, of chaos, as some would say, and Sim will fish out his psychic crystal from his pocket and say, and this seems to be magical essence of mind, of memory, and things possessed of minds, for the most part, are creatures of order, and therefore energy is anathema. Your exception, unheard of perhaps, that being of chaos can partake of mind, as you have noted, of awareness, or of order, as you say, of learning, of this world. So it is likely perhaps that the energies in a crystal such as this one would disrupt you in some manner, but not destroy you or banish you as it would for your companions. And it is...
What crystal are you showing her?
The psychic crystal that I fetched from the room.
Oh, okay. So she says, I am aware of those crystals, yes. I was using them to gain energy from the mines that I touched. Although it seems you came into contact with some of my imps who are gathering them. Or, well, I should say Tinder's imps.
Yes, it is true. But in any case, whether It is my thinking that perhaps our possession of these crystals is part of what allowed us to survive your presence, and my thinking is perhaps this may be useful in other ways. This crystal in particular is one I retrieved from chamber where Tinder was attempting to draw energy from my mind. So this is a concentrated energy of mind and magic from me. And rather than simply gaining energy to subsist, my thinking is with my presence, and it may be possible for us to find other means of drawing our minds closer together, perhaps, or some other such.
She says, well, I don't know what Tinder intended to do with those crystals or the energies within them, but I'm not sure how you would use the crystal to, or how I would use that crystal to gain more information from you.
My thinking is that it could be used to perhaps create connection of kind. Perhaps one that would persist after we depart. I would be willing to venture such. I do not know if it will work, but I am certainly willing to try if you are.
She says, I'm not sure how the crystal could be used in that way. No, I think you all should probably keep it. I don't know if the crystal would be able to give me your memories or your psychic impressions. It's all right. You all have already answered quite a bit, and I do appreciate your time. I was originally just going to snuff out your life force, as Tinder recommended that was the best way to go, but I think you're far more interesting to leave alive.
And will you remain here?
So
No.
glad you feel that way.
She says, I don't think I will. I think I'm going to attempt to return to the void. The boy will be interested to gain the information and insights I've gathered.
Who's the boy?
He is another like me, though he's existed for much longer.
Does he have a name, or is he just the boy, like you were the girl?
She says, I don't think he has a name, or if he does, I'm not sure if you could say it.
I am surprised to learn there is another like in nature to you. I certainly have never heard of such, but I suppose study of the void is limited.
She says, my last question, where did you get that sword? She says to Anna Kate.
We found it. Where did we find it?
And
Somewhere else in these ruins.
prison,
Right?
the prison where Guyvok was imprisoned.
Yes. Which was
Under the halls of, near the halls, the Alcavian labs, sorry.
It has,
okay. Gotcha.
It has such a curious energy to it. Like someone forged a piece of chaos into something that one of you could understand. I've never seen anything quite like it.
It is quite interesting.
Katraka approaches Anna Kate and says, hi, I know we just met. I'm Katraka, in case you didn't hear my name earlier. But I know who you are, because, you know, the tribe, you're famous in Chower and everything. Can I just look at your sword for a sec? You know, I'm a dwarf. We tend to know about those sorts of things a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything untoward to it. But can I see it?
I will hold it out, but I'm not sure I would actually let it go.
That's fine. So, yeah, I'm just like sort of bustling over it and like looking at it and stuff. And, you know, can you describe physically what the sword is like?
It's.
You go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I don't exactly know.
Do you have history?
Do.
Give me a history.
I know
check.
you're a historian.
So,
Oh, didn't come out, bro.
It looks with the 14. It looks like it is elven, very old. It's hard to say the exact style um, or cycle it came from, but yeah, you would guess it was pre 10th cycle by just how strange it looks and some of the markings on it. It's probably, I mean, it's smaller than a normal. It's a short sword, I believe, right? Or was it a
No, it's a
long
long
sword?
sword.
It's a long sword. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit smaller than a normal long sword would be. A little bit more slender. Again, it's an elven construction. There's something a little bit strange about the style that it was made in, but you can't really put your finger on it. At least not with 14.
Okay, so I'm like looking at it carefully, and I say like those various things. I'm just sort of more muttering it, figuring you guys would have already figured this out. But then I say, hey, have you been able to figure out all of its magical properties? I'm just wondering if an identify spell would help.
Um, I don't know if it has any other magical qualities. I'm not
Read.
comfortable telling this person, since I don't know him, that the
Sure,
sword is
actually.
sentient. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying it does additional damage when it hits something. The damage appears to be of a death magic type. But beyond that, I don't know what else it can do.
Okay. Well, if you ever want me to identify it, that is something that Moran grants me as a cleric of the forge. So I'd be happy to help in that way.
Oh, thank you. That is very kind of you. Um, we likely have. I mean, one of our party members can identify, right?
Yes.
Two of us, in fact.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, just curious. It is a beautiful piece, though, and she steps away. She's not like trying to grab it or anything.
So Talam would say, "You've all done quite a bit for me with all this information and knowledge you've imparted. Is there anything I could do for you?"
I kind of look around at everyone else and wait to see if anyone else is going to speak since I'm new here.
I didn't mean to link that.
He says, I feel I should give you something in return. I believe that's the custom of your peoples, is it not? Something is traded for something else."
I'm more interested in knowledge than anything else, but on just a purely practical level, is there any way you could give us somewhere safe to rest for a bit? That battle was quite draining.
Well, with my departure, this place will no longer be dangerous. So you can feel free to rest here as long as your food lasts, and then I assume you can find your way back to the surface.
Indeed. Then I would in fact have one thing to ask of you. You intend, as you say, to leave this place and travel back into the void, and certainly this is not precisely the same as traveling between planes, but it seems it must be somewhat related in magical purpose. And we have been seeking for some time knowledge of how to attain travel to other planes and the Shadowfell in particular. And since
The Shadowfell. The outer realms around the void. Yes, I'm
indeed,
familiar with it. Yes.
well, if anything you could offer us that would assist us in securing passage to that domain, well, that would be of great help to us.
She ponders for a moment. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure. This seems like it's worth spending inspiration on. Boop. Didn't need it. But whatever.
She thinks for a moment, looks down at Kate, and says, "May I see your sword?"
Um,
I raise my
um,
eyebrows.
Everybody.
Very popular today.
Can I make an
Communicate.
insight check?
Sure. What are you inciting?
Do I feel like she's going to
Like
do
steal
something
it?
to my sword? Yeah.
You don't think she's gonna steal it? It's hard to say. She just asked if she could see it, and she holds her
Alright.
hand out.
I will and give an embarrassing look to the newcomer who I did not give it to, and and hand it to the child.
Alright, so as you walk up, she would kind of shoo away one of the spirits that seems annoyed but flies behind her. Go ahead and move up to her.
I'm picturing Anna Kate like sort of handing it over, but then not actually quite letting go initially.
So you hand it to her, and she says, yes, the weapon seems like it's been here for quite some time and perhaps lost some of its potency. She would concentrate as her eyes turn a blackish color and a strange bit of shadow travels down her body into the sword. And she says, this should help. And she would hand it back to you. The sword's blade now has a thick black miasma that kind of swirls around it.
Whoa, that's so cool.
You're welcome, Anna Kate, I guess.
She says,
This
this blade should give you a way of accessing the Shadowfell. Unfortunately, it will only work once, and then once to get you back. But it can rip a gate open now. The
So
gate.
this is a great boon to us.
She nods and says the gate will most likely stay open for several hours. I gave it enough energy to be able to rip a gate back to Gaian. I'd be cautious though, as creatures can travel through the gate besides you.
Ooh.
This is certainly something we would want to secure assistance before using. If we do not open gate immediately, will energy in blade persist for long enough for us to prepare?
Says yes, the energy will last until it's used, and I've also increased the energy of the sword, which should last another few hundred years.
Nice.
another few hundred years. Okay, well, I probably won't be using it much longer than that.
She nods. The creature kind of moves back towards her and like snaps at you a little bit, as if it wants you to get away.
You're done now. Back off.
I will get away.
Alright. So it gets back over here. She says, I hope that this is adequate for all the knowledge you've given me. And I thank you. I have a feeling perhaps we'll meet again, though I don't know for sure.
Well, if we do, I hope that it will be in friendship.
As I do as well. It seems, you all seem like an interesting group of mortals, and it would be entertaining to learn more from you. And with that, she sort of puts her hand out as the darkened spirits swirl around her, and she would vanish. As she
Well.
does, the lights in the area go out, and the place becomes a lot darker, and the look of old returns to it.
Well, in a case, I hope whatever was done to your blade does not bring necromancer hunters down upon our backs or anything like that.
I am going to whisper to Shadow Strider. What did she just do?
The touch of the void, how exhilarating.
He's into it.
I had forgotten the strength of the energies that flow beyond the veils.
Does the actual architecture change, or is it just like
It looks a lot more dusty and old after she leaves, almost like there was some kind of illusion she was using to make it look more like recent.
Are the monster bodies still there?
No, actually, they would have faded away.
Cool.
Well, I would like to examine the altar and these statues to see if there's anything noteworthy about them.
I say, Sim, do you mind if I join you? I'm a little bit of an historian, although I'm not the best in my clan.
Alright, so...
I am going.
Sorry, that was Sim who was saying that he was examining the altar, right?
Yeah, that was Sim.
I have trouble because you have the two different voices.
Yeah,
I'm going to go over to Reed and say, quietly, like whispering, "Can you please identify Shadow Strider and see what happened?"
Sure.
Can I cast Enhance Ability on Sim to assist him with his examination of the altar and statues?
Yeah, so you don't think that this area is part of the original construction of this place. These statues seem more demonic, which might go along with the Orcus invasion that had happened here. Maybe some of the statues were destroyed and rebuilt. Yeah, there's an ebony altar, there's two demonic-looking statues, and this statue would actually be of a large demon. It's not a snake. That resembles more like a muscular Orcus, whereas these are like smaller, more wiry demons.
What is this little book symbol about? This book with the shield. I remember we put it on during the fight, but I don't know why it's
I think it was Bless,
It was
maybe,
Bless.
but it's
Oh,
gone
okay.
now.
Oh,
She,
yeah,
she
it's
lost
definitely
it on a
gone. Yeah.
concentration
Yeah.
check. Yeah.
I definitely lost it a while ago. I just forgot to take the icon off. Great. Alright, well...
Yeah, it would be Bless. I believe that's what it was.
okay. Well, let's just see.
So,
Heyo.
Terrace, I think you have 2 levels of exhaustion, right?
Yes, I do.
So you are unfortunately at half speed as well as disadvantaged to all checks right now.
Would I be at 3 for that last revive?
Did you go down 3 times or 2?
That I went down 3 times with that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Alright, so then you would also be at disadvantage to attack rolls.
Yeesh.
Yeah, do we have a potion for him or something? Or
Yeah.
If we long rest, I can speed up his.
Indeed, I have access to restoration magic if I can rest long enough to recover magics.
Same.
I think a rest might be a good idea. And I'm gonna collapse on the bench.
Alright, you kind of sit down on the bench, pretty winded and wounded. So it is pretty late at this point. I think... Sorry, let me check the...
Be much later than 4 or 5 o'clock at this point, right?
I think it is 6 o'clock in the evening
okay.
at this point.
Cool.
And let me take some notes. But what is everyone doing?
Well, I'm examining this altar.
So the altar is like an ebony stone altar.
Is it like the ones that we showed Elodie?
It's not like the ones in Issyk. It's more. It definitely looks more like on the demonic side than an actual altar to a god. So maybe it was set up as some kind of like unholy chapel here during the attack of Orcus.
Is it exuding any of the demon summoning energies that would make us want to smash it to bits?
Well, it definitely doesn't look nice, but you don't know if it'll summon demons. You could probably use detect magic to see if it's magical, but you don't think it's going to do anything bad to you just sitting here.
I'll admit I don't love camping in the presence of this thing, but everyone's pretty badly hurt and out of spells and stuff, and we do need to rest. So maybe we should just make the best of it, Sam.
I am inclined to trust what Tealam told us, that this place would be safe for us once she has departed. So I have no objection to resting if people wish to do so.
As safe
But,
as any underground cave ruin.
It leaves us little time to get back to Isik, and I do wish to be there for Summit, or else I fear there will be bloodshed.
Sorry, you're gonna have to catch me up on what is it? What's the deadline we're under here?
Before we arrived here, we had a hand in arranging a summit of
Peace
various
talks.
of the powerful factions present in Isik, currently trying to control, retake, conquer territory there. There are a lot of groups, and none of them particularly well disposed to one another, and it is in our interest to prevent an all-out war. So, we are hoping to stay there to at least ensure the talks proceed peacefully, and perhaps come to peaceful conclusion.
That would be great. Well, I'll help in any way that I can.
Excuse me.
Maybe I'll lead a sing-along. That always works.
Eh. You are perhaps more optimistic about such than I am inclined to be.
Well, yeah, maybe I just don't know everything about the history of these different factions. You can brief me on the way. Out of game, I can catch up on logs or whatever if you guys point me to stuff. In any case-
Do you have any NPCs with you? I forgot. You still
Not
have.
with us.
You had a couple of characters that vanished, that you just lost in the halls.
Yeah, we're pretty sure they were projections from memory, but
Well, what
yeah,
about
no one was actually traveling with us.
your barbarian is gone.
Oh, sure, yes.
What was
I
his
think
name?
that your only NPC to talk to us is Shadow Strider. at the moment.
Shadow Strider doesn't have anything to say right now.
Yeah.
It's just happy to get more power.
What did Reed find out casting Identify on it?
So if you take 10 minutes using Identify, you would find out that the sword is now a +2. It has the ability to planeswalk twice, and there is something hidden that the Identified is not revealing. Another hidden
that's
property,
not ominous.
which
Yeah.
wasn't detected before.
Might it be sentience?
Oh well, no, the sentience would also be revealed.
It's the first
did
thing
you
we
already-
knew about it before the original
you-
Identify.
Did you update my macros?
I don't think so.
What the?
I mean, there are macros on your token now. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the magic bonus for Shadow Strider is already saying 2.
Oh, weird.
Was it already a +2 sword?
I don't know.
I thought it was a +1, but in any case, it is a +2 now. And as I said, there's some sort of hidden property that Identify is not revealing.
Need to get fancy city mage to look at it.
In
you-
absence of Tealam, I would prefer, I believe, to walk to Char or even back to Isik before resting. But resting here is not big problem if that is preferred.
Is the summit today or it's tomorrow?
I think it's 2 days from now.
It is to happen on the 70th, but traveling with this group, I never like to assume things will be swiftly resolved. Should we encounter unforeseen circumstance.
Well, if tribe encounter unforeseen circumstance before rest, then tribe not in good face.
Beryl has point. Perhaps we rest here or in one of the other chambers in this ruin then.
There is one without a demon statue. I mean, maybe
There are
that's
several, yes.
better.
Yeah, and the shadows on the door are gone as well, so you can leave this place now. Is that what you want to do?
Let's go to one of the other chambers, everyone. I don't
Did
know
Sim was Sim able to finish investigating the statues in here?
Yeah, I think Lou just told
Yeah.
us that there wasn't anything particularly noteworthy. It's clearly a demonic altar that is not actively doing anything right now.
Oh, right. I heard about the altar. I thought you said you were investigating the statues as well.
Yeah, we got some information about them, but they're not especially like.
Yeah.
I
was mostly
Okay.
examining the altar.
Okay.
Alright, so Terrace opens the door back into the hallway. And this whole place looks a little bit different now, as if more dusty and cracked and falling apart.
More abandoned,
Yeah,
less in the middle of a current war zone.
exactly. But it's very quiet, and the air is stale down here.
Hmm.
Yeah, let us see the room where we have already destroyed shrine. I am curious to see if it is still there and if perhaps the departure of Te'alam did anything to the vanishing of our companion.
Alright, so the southern room looks completely empty.
So no crumbs of blackstone from where Meijun smashed up the altar previously.
No, the altar and Meijun are still gone.
Hmm. This will make it considerably more difficult to find out where he went. I am less than well pleased to find this, but I suppose we can rest in here if that is urgent.
I think that might be a good idea.
Alright, so you want to close the door and rest?
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Maybe wait. I think, are we missing someone? Anna Kate.
Sorry, I was still trying to figure out what was going on with my macros. Yeah, where did we go?
South.
I'll find you.
Yeah, west and then south, yeah.
Alright, so Beryl is closing the door, right?
Sure.
Yep. No reason to rest with the door open in a place like this.
I guess maybe Terrace will walk up and close the door.
Ready? And I'll lay my bedroll out and start going to sleep. Like right here.
Alright.
So many healers in the party. The party is all healers except for Reed. Oh, I guess Anna Kate's doesn't really have
I was gonna say,
I
this is
can,
one
I can. I'm not that type of monk, but I can heal myself.
Right.
Is Reed a healer?
I'm not really that type
except
of
Reed.
druid. I mean, she's got some heal spells, but she's not built as a healer.
No, I'm just saying, like everyone has, or we have so many people with access to heals.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true. It is uncommon for us to have as many scattered heals as we have. Almost most of our party, yeah.
Yeah, that
Has
clutch.
something.
Someone bring up the healer is like kind of trivial for this group.
Alright, do you want to do anything for the rest of the day, or should I just pass time?
I wouldn't mind passing time. The only thing is, I need a little bit of real world time. I'm gonna rejigger my spells just a tiny bit.
Yeah, actually, well, I mean, we can do all that when we do the long rest. But is anyone doing anything for the rest of the time before you all go to sleep in here? Or are you just trying to pass that? And...
I'll just say I'll pull out a holy symbol and say a prayer for passing through the battle without dying.
All right.
But like kind of just to myself. I'm not really,
So time is passing. An hour would pass. So go ahead and if anyone wants to spend a short rest, you can use that to heal more. Or regain abilities. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll show us a little bit. How do I use it?
So there should be a resource called short rests. You should have 4 of them, I believe, at this level, right? Plus 4?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you take one of those away, and then if you click on, I think, hit dice, it should give you the option to choose how many hit dice you want to roll.
And we get half back on the long rest, right?
Yes, so at this level you get 5 back on a long rest. So, yeah, go ahead and spend. a short rest if you want to. So an hour has passed. It definitely feels different being in this place now, rather than kind of dread and uncomfortable feeling. It just feels like a normal area.
Where are my
Still dark and really deep underground and uncomfortable, presumably.
Yeah, but less like uncomfortable, maybe in a different way.
Anna Kate, do you wish to continue holding on to the bulk of the party's psychic crystals?
No, I don't need to hold on to all of them.
Are
It
those
seems-
things magical?
They contain magical energy, but I do not know. Our examinations have not yielded any particular way to make them function or to be of use. I rather suspect you must have ritual or spell or artifact that requires to draw on magical power for them to be of much use.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I know little of such things. What little I know
Does-
suggests that they sort of possess magical power rather than being, which is a way of being magical. But
Where does Sim want uh, psychic crystals stored?
I am
Because Beryl will,
uncertain.
Beryl,
It just
Beryl will pull out the one she has.
I do not know where it would be best to keep, but certainly I think perhaps they should not be placed so near to newly empowered Shadow Strider. That seems like asking for unexpected occurrence.
Beryl can wrap up in soft blanket to keep safe and put in bag of holding.
This seems adequate, although I feel I've grown fond of mine. I think I will keep this. It is the only one we retrieved from the room where we saw my memory.
Mm. I don't remember how many we have. I know we distributed them among the group.
I'm holding 4.
Does
I have
anyone
one mind crystal.
want theirs stored in the bag, or anyone want to keep theirs? Any preferences?
I'll give you all 4.
I'll give you the one I have.
Okay,
It's a
so I
mind
have 6.
crystal
Any others?
or a psychic crystal or something.
I'll keep mine.
Okay.
I don't think I need one. So.
All right, I'll put 7 in the bag of holding, if that's what I heard correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think we had 9 in all, and then Reed and I are holding our own. Okay.
If these come up later in the game, Lou, is psychic crystal the correct description, or is there anything else I should note to make sure that you remember what they are when we pull them out and try to use them in ways that are probably going to be
Like
complete
a year
guesswork?
from now. I guess you could call them. What is this place called?
I don't know, Lou. What is this place called?
Maybe, Dwarven Bunker. Chaos. Maybe just Chaos Crystals.
Ooh, chaos.
Or
crystals.
well,
What a
maybe
fun name.
no, they're maybe more Infernal Chaos Crystals because they were created by Tinder.
I had labeled them imp crystals.
Yeah.
If anyone wants
That's
to.
pretty close.
I will put in the
Yeah.
note from Dwarven Bunker created by Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Infernal Chaos Crystals.
Yeah, it's probably
I
safe
like
to be just
chaos
walking around with one of these.
All right,
Hopefully,
Cool,
I'll
cool.
remember that.
and all right.
All right. So, is anyone doing anything else as time is passing, or are you just trying to quietly pass time and heal?
Yeah, it's just resting, maybe doing a little meditating or praying.
All right.
Anytime I don't need to sleep, I might be trying to poke the crystal trying to see if I can get it to respond to me in some way.
Probably take out my instrument at some point. I don't like play another song, but I just tinker with it and like tune it and retune it and stuff
All right.
quietly.
So, yeah, your instrument, you're tuning it up a bit. The crystal doesn't really respond. It might pulse a little bit every now and then with energy, but it doesn't seem to actually talk to you or communicate in any way.
Oh, I just meant like respond like in interesting ways to things that I do to it. You know,
Oh, okay.
casting cantrips or mending or whatever. But yeah.
So you would guess that this might be used for some sort of maybe infernal magics that Tinder was hoping to gain these for, like maybe to power something.
Yeah.
You would also guess that if you broke it, it might release a bunch of magical energy in a dangerous way.
Well, nasty devil imp Tinderman said it's not over. Maybe tribe see him again and would for tribe to have these.
It is true. Certainly, magical items like this, where of unknown purpose, are as potentially useful as they are potentially dangerous. I certainly think we should keep them with us.
All right. So time passes. You would indeed get a full rest going to the 69th of autumn at 7 a.m. And you would level up.
Oh, well then.
That's awesome. Should
Barrel's
we do
ready.
that right now?
Yeah, so you might need to do some work on your sheets, but yeah, this was enough to level you up.
Awesome.
So level 12.
I don't know if I get anything cool at level 12, but I'm happy for the extra hit points.
Which I know might take some time, because I think you all would probably want to do some work
Oh.
on your sheets.
Ability score.
So let me, first of all, make sure I'm sharing my compendium with this group. That's true, this is an ability score level up, or feat.
Not for everyone, but because there's quite a few
yeah.
multi-classers in this group.
True.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm not getting an ability score increase.
Nor am I.
So, am I sharing my compendium? I am. Okay, so you all should have access to my compendiums. Do we want to take a little break so you all can work on that?
I wouldn't mind.
And I can let my pups
Sure.
know anyway. All right, I'll say like 5-10 minutes. I'll be back in a little bit.
Is anybody not leaving?
I mean, I'm gonna.
I'm still here.
I'm staying here. I'm just monkeying with my
Okay.
character sheet.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not super like experienced with D&D just in general.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of interested in taking like a cool feat that might help me in combat.
All right.
I know a little bit about the mobile feat, and that's pretty cool because you can basically like move around without triggering opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Right?
it's really useful if you want to reposition yourself a lot as a frontliner. It's always a strong choice.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of that. Is there any other things like you guys may recommend?
What do you?
For
What are
melee
you?
combat,
Paladin, I think, right?
Yeah.
there's Sentinel.
What's that do?
It lets you grab people and stop their retreat if they try to run away. In addition to the opportunity attack, you stop their movement. And what is it? There's 2 or 3 things from Sentinel. I know it's really good for melee.
If someone within your attack range attacks an ally, you can take an opportunity attack on them. Or am I thinking of?
Or
No,
it's
that's
not. It's not an opportunity attack, but it is you can use your reaction to attack someone that is
Right,
within
right.
5 feet of you that attacks someone else.
That is cool.
And also, I think it provides disengage immunity. So if something disengages and then tries to leave, you can still take your opportunity attack if you have Sentinel.
That sounds
even
right.
It's harder to run from you.
Yeah.
If you want things to be attacking you and you want to get extra attacks on them or penalize them for attacking your allies, then that's a nice one. What else, guys? There's a bunch.
What's your loadout? Like, what weapon do you use?
I use a longsword and shield.
Longsword
And I also
shield.
have javelins, which I might start using actually more strategically.
Longsword is slashing. There's like that slasher feat. I don't remember what that does though.
I remember the slasher one I think is better than the piercer one, but I don't remember the details of either, honestly. I just remember it being better.
I don't know. I think Piercer is better, but it just depends on what you want.
Depends on the
I think
character,
ultimately neither of them are. I don't think either of them really offer like different options as far as playstyle or things you can do in combat goes. It just makes the things you're already doing a little more powerful some of the time. So if you're looking for a feat that like offers you new options,
Yeah.
I would go somewhere else.
Yeah. If you think you'll be, if you have a lot of spells that require concentration, since you'll be in melee, you'll probably have a lot of con checks to keep those spells. So,
Yeah.
Warcaster is always helpful
What I'm
for
doing.
casters. Yeah. Barrel has it as well.
Let me check that out.
It gives you advantage on your opportunity attacks. Or I'm
Yeah.
sorry, your concentration checks. Sorry, my brain. It gives you advantage on your concentration checks to maintain your spells when you're damaged. And it also lets you use spells as your opportunity attacks instead of just weapons.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's not so good for a paladin. That part is
Yeah.
not really good, but
Right.
it's nice for me because I can use Toll the Dead instead of my Warhammer.
Yeah.
Another thing I took in lieu of Warcaster on one of my characters was Resilient. If you want to get proficiency in the case that I used it. Yeah, in case I used it on the character I got Resilient, I picked Con. So then I had proficiency in Con saves. So that helped with my concentration checks, but it also upped my ability score because I was like uneven. So it was good for that character. It doesn't mean it's good for every character, but
Okay. So about I don't know. Do any of you guys are you guys at all well versed in mounted combat?
we
Oh.
had a was Rayless a paladin? He was, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was.
Yeah. So we had a Cavalier paladin. Is that right?
No,
Here's a fighter subclass.
Maybe he was multi-classed. I don't know. Anyway, but he
no,
had
he
like
wasn't. He was Oath of the Crown. So I don't think his class had anything to do with his mounted
oh,
combat. I
okay.
think he took the feat. I think he took the feat.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah. So he had a warhorse he would summon, and at one point he got the saddle of the Cavalier.
I just want to know if I can kind of achieve the same thing with the mobile feat with a mount because I have a spell to summon a mount.
Oh,
I don't think the mobile feat. I don't think your speed increases to your speed would also increase your mount's speed.
well, having a mount means that the mount can use its action to disengage for you.
Right.
But it's a little bit different than having the mobile feat because uh, depending on which version of the spell you're casting, if you're casting Find Greater Steed, it might act on its own initiative, which won't be as useful for maneuvering you on your turn.
Hmm.
So and if you're doing the second level spell, just Find Steed, then it will always act on your initiative and can disengage for you. So that'll be a little bit more like reproducing the mobility benefit.
Yeah.
Um, the trick with mounts, though, is mounts are large, so there'll be a lot of environments where you can't actually use them very well because of space issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Oh shit,
All
Death
right.
Ward is really good.
Yeah, it's a strong spell.
Like with the house rules in place in particular.
Mhm.
How are we looking?
Good, I gotta get it for a sec though.
Barrel can wild shape into elementals now.
That
Yay.
you could cast Conjure and then shift, and we could have a pair of elementals
It does use
root
both my
squatting right
wild
next to each
shapes.
other.
It
Yeah,
does use both my wild shapes, though.
yeah, it's expensive.
Still, elementals are pretty cool. Or hot.
But
Or wet.
Or windy. Or made of rock.
Oh, this is so. There's so many feats. I want to try. I just want to try to have fun with the mobile feat, so I'm going to take that.
Mm.
I think it could be fun, especially if I start using javelins more strategically.
I too feel mobility is a strong choice. Not having to worry about enemy AOs so much and being able to move around the battlefield more.
Yeah, mobility is life.
It's solid, yeah. Yeah.
And so I have like a 50-foot movement speed now.
Why is that?
Because the mobile feat gives me an extra 10, and I already have that. I forgot. It's one of my auras that gives me an extra 10 as well.
Oh, is that always or just in the first round though? I thought your aura was.
It's always, and if somebody starts their turn
Oh,
within
right.
like 5 feet of me, they also get that.
Oh,
Wow.
snap.
So and I
Right, you've
need to
got that
level
aura.
those more,
Okay.
Yeah. So people could potentially be running fast. Just give you a little bit extra distance.
That would help too, like when your allies are prone, that might give them a little extra as well when I don't know if they like had to stand up and use half their normal movement and then they get the extra 10. I don't know how that would work. Anyway, sorry, I'm like making things complicated.
For me, I'm just slow because I'm a dwarf and only have 25 minutes.
Yeah, kobolds are one of the only small races that had 30. I think that's changed with that most recent book. I think there's more with 30 now, but like it used to be. Most of the small races had 25.
Dwarves aren't even small.
That's true. You're right. They're not. But a lot of the small races did have 25, and I think that might have changed. But girl has 30. Luckily. I like the little guys. I play a lot of the little races.
Mm-hmm. Same.
They won't let me play a grung. I want to play a grung. I started to play a grung in a campaign, and I really, really liked my character, and that campaign kind of fizzled, and so I need another campaign that'll let me play a grung.
What was the game? Was it?
We were playing the Mad Mage dungeon, yeah. Yeah.
More of a clarity is what it's called.
Alacrity?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I used to get that one wrong all the time, yeah.
If you are done leveling up, put a red dot on yourself. Just so I know where everyone's at.
How do I put a red dot on myself?
It's one of the marks.
Yeah, it's one of the icons. Right at the top.
And should we gain all the benefits of long rest now?
Yeah, you did a full rest. You'd also get
how do I do that?
spells and half of your hit dice, which would be 6 now. If it's set up correctly, your sheet should have a long rest button.
Yep.
But it does have to be set up.
No, it worked right.
Okay.
Like all my hit dice spell slots are restored.
Sorry. I got more 5th level spell slots. That makes me very happy.
5th level spell slots.
So did it give you back all your hit dice or half your hit dice?
It gave me half of mine.
Oh, I meant for Katraka, because she said all her hit dice were restored.
Oh, well, I spent a few, so I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
I spent well under half, so.
That's fine. Yeah.
So that's fine then.
And what's the date?
I'll just manually do it. Like, I'll manually drop it down.
And what's the date?
It is the 69th of whatever
autumn.
the date was. I said, I think autumn. Yeah.
Okay. keeping track of the upkeeps. And and I don't have good berry anymore, so we have to spend rations.
Yes. So you would have to spend a day's worth of rations to.
I've got enough in the. I'll take them out of the party inventory. We've got plenty.
All right. So you spend a day's worth of rations for each character.
Thank you.
You all eat dried meat for the evening.
We now have 54 rations in the bag of holding. 54 days worth of single servings. Yeah.
What is Beryl? Do you remember the armor that I have? Because I actually don't have it listed.
Yeah, it's Elven Chain.
Oh, Elven Chain.
I think it just lets you ignore the trained requirement for medium, I think, or something like that. Is that how it works? And it's lighter weight.
I thought it just did something with stealth.
Looks real nice.
Oh, I thought you like the boots of Elvenkind and the cloak of Elvenkind have to do with stealth, I think. Here, I'll look it up. We'll figure it out.
So +1 AC, and you are considered proficient even if you lack proficiency with medium armor.
Yeah, that's the key, because he's a clothy, so we wanted to put him in something that would help his armor.
Yeah, so
it's chainmail +1, basically, right? Or chain shirt +1.
yeah,
It's not chainmail +1. That'd be
it's chain.
Right. Yeah, no, that would be crazy. Our warlock is like in heavy armor.
All right. And remember, for completing a rest in my presence, all the rest of you get 9 temporary hit points.
Oh,
That's awesome.
where's that from?
I am a celestial warlock, so I have a class feature at level 10. When I complete a rest, I can give a bunch of people temporary hit points.
How do you add tempo hit points again? Is it in the red circle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it 9?
that's correct.
Awesome.
Or you can just do it directly on your sheet, right?
That also works, yeah. It should
Yeah.
update and refresh.
Oh, it works.
Yeah, there's a box under your hit points in the sheet, yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, if your slots are connected, which they should be.
All right, Lou. This is how much Sim hated that fight with the Shadowkai. I've swapped my spells around to have counterspell in my arsenal.
Nice.
Be warned.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be spending a precious warlock spell slot on it, but
How many do you have at this level?
I only have 2.
Ooh.
No, shouldn't you have 3 by now? Or
You have the mystic.
I'm 1 level behind you because I have 1 level of cleric.
Then
So
you
I'll be
should
getting
still have 3, though. Don't you get the
should I
third
get-
at level 11?
Do I get the 3rd level?
That's
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I think you get
Oh
it at
man,
level 11.
I misread I read the wrong row on the chart. Sorry, so I've got 3 now. Yeah.
Awesome.
But isn't Mystic Arcanum like different? Isn't it like a long rest or something?
I mean,
No,
Counterspell is
you
only a 3rd level spell. I just didn't pick it. But every time you level, you can adjust your spell list. So I decided to pick it up.
At level 11, you get a 3rd Warlock spell slot at 5th level, and you get the first Arcanum. Mystic
No,
Arcanum.
my PCs
Which-
are about to hit level 11, and my partner plays a Warlock, so she's gonna be very happy to hear that.
It's so weird how you like at that one level basically you get 2 new spells when you've been so long with only 2 and suddenly you have 4. Although one of them's just once a day, but it is odd that they timed those at the same time.
Well, it's a tier boundary.
Yeah, that's true.
Play. It's like the next, sort of level of power on a qualitative level.
Yeah, I know. It's just an odd feeling.
So Terrace is still gonna be moving slowly the next day, right? Like he's still,
You would have gotten one of your levels canceled, but yeah, you'll still got 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 2 of exhaustion.
All right. So is it the morning yet, Raven?
Yes, it is the morning of the next day.
All right. Well, I noticed Terrace is still moving slowly, and I go over to him like, "Hey, seems like that fight really took a lot out of you."
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm in such a good position to be traveling. I may slow you down.
Well, listen, if it's okay with you, I mean, I can, I know you're not a dwarf or anything, but I can ask, my dwarven god for some help for you. I mean, after all, you stood in defense of all of us, and we're very tough. So I'd be happy to ask Moradin for help if you don't mind.
I would be glad to accept any help. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. So I say a little prayer song over you, and one of your levels of exhaustion goes away.
That's awesome, dude.
Do you have the diamonds?
Uh, shit.
Because if you don't, we might.
Oh,
But
I have. You know what? I have one. I have 100 gold. I'll just spend it.
So you would have to either have the diamond dust or religious components. You could replace diamond dust because it's a religious spell.
Oh well, I obviously have holy symbols and stuff.
Well,
No, so
religious.
this is a
It's
yeah.
my house rule. Religious components can be made through basically like turning essence of creatures into what would the word be?
Oh,
Well, it's
useful
basically
component.
yeah. You basically can take essences and turn them into religious components, which can replace things like diamond dust or anything that's spent during a spell like this. Does the group have
All
any
right.
religious components on them?
Oh, we have plenty.
We've got a bunch. I
Yeah.
think
If
there's
you
several hundred in the
communicate what you're
battle.
doing, if you
Yeah,
communicate what
yeah.
you're doing,
Yeah,
Beryl
I
will
forgot
bring
about that.
some over to you, and I
I've,
will subtract 100 from our religious components in the bag of holding.
I'm not used to playing high level casters. I will have to be more attentive to that.
Yeah.
But yes, I will ask you then, Beryl, since you seem to be in charge of equipment, if I could have something that I could use in place of diamond dust, and I will cast the restoration spell on Terrace.
Oh yes, Beryl knows what you need, and she'll like pull out a sack of components and like let you like extract how much powder or whatever form they're in as you need.
Alright,
I
so yeah,
measure out very carefully. I like sprinkle it over Terrace while I'm speaking the spell.
alright, and that would indeed cure one of the levels of exhaustion, so you're now down to 1.
Thank
Feeling
you. I
much better.
feel lighter.
Anyone else doing anything in the morning? And then in general, what's the group gonna do?
Walk out of here.
Alright, so you can leave this place without any issue now if you're ready to go. You don't have to walk there.
Yep.
Alright, so you head out of the dungeon area back to the rounding slope that you came down here by.
As we're going up there, I will say, I hesitate to ask, but Kate, I remember that you noticed a passage on the way down here. Do you think this bears investigation now, or is this something we should come back for later?
I don't remember the passage. Oh, was
We
it when I
hinted it
went
briefly.
Yeah, when I went past the chapel or whatever, and
Indeed. Oh, wait, we're not out there yet. Sorry, we're on the wrong map. I wasn't sure how far we were fast traveling. All right, this is the quarry room. All right.
Yeah,
So we
and
still got walking. Is there still an army of demons out here?
no, luckily.
Good.
Just to give you an idea of what it looked like for those who didn't travel down here the first time. So you kind of take the winding path all the way back up.
I do want to see if that tunnel that we thought the demons had come into this quarry space from is still actually there, or if that was a weird projection-y thing.
There is a tunnel up over here.
Huh. Does it still look as freshly dug as it did the first time we passed it?
It doesn't. It looks like an older tunnel, actually.
Okay. So this was actually probably where the demons breached into the bunker area.
Do you want to try to
back
explore this, or do you want to just head back up the way you know?
Oh, man.
We could try to collapse it if you're worried about this tunnel, being a source of evil.
I do not believe that there will be any demons coming out from it now. It seems evident now that the demons that we noticed coming from here were a product of whatever was happening with Tealam. But it is more a question of if this was used as a path or staging area for demons in ancient invasion, there may be things left there that are of interest to us. But I suppose they can lie undisturbed for a while longer. We can return later.
If there's urgent political matters, back in town, then I feel like we should probably keep going.
Yes, I am agreeing.
All right, so you continue moving on from this place.
Unless anyone else objects, yeah.
Yeah, I say we go.
Yep.
All right, so you head back up into the dwarven. Let's see. Yeah,
Was it Tarsus? Or the Dwarven Barrows?
Dwarven burrows, yeah. Coming back out this way from near the ruined church.
And for the new members of the party, we are still underground. We're just much closer to the surface than we were.
So as you're coming up, you pass by that strange tunnel that you skipped last time. Do you want to do anything about that or keep going?
Sorry, can you point on the map which tunnel you're talking about?
Yeah, so
Oh, I see it.
over here.
This map is kind of representative. It's not like the exact details.
Not tactical.
So
yeah.
there's a
If
lot
we
of...
go down that tunnel,
So-
we might put us on another
I would
map.
want to.
Yeah,
would wanna stop
basically, so there's a cave area. There's these dwarven areas underneath the town, and a cave area underneath that, but part of the cave is a different tunnel, which is why it looks strange to you. So it might lead to another dungeon or area. It's something
I
that
would-
would pass by on the way down.
I would want to stop and ask Beryl to take a look to see if there has been any more activity since the last time we passed. And
Barrow will check for tracks and scuffs and anything else that might indicate activity.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, not survival? Okay. Oh, wow.
So, strangely enough, even with all the demons that have come through here, the only trail you see now is the trail that you made on your way down. It's
Maybe
almost as if
demon
those
tracks were-
demons weren't real.
well, if this tunnel is undisturbed for now, again, I believe we can come back to it later if it is still of interest to us.
So
it may
what
well be
was,
worthwhile, but
what was interesting to us about this tunnel? Tracks or something else?
no, just that it appeared to be different.
It was a tunnel, not a cave, and you were going through a series of caves. So there are tunnels up above. Yeah, it was a worked stone tunnel. There are tunnels up above that are part of the dwarven burrows. Then there are these caves that you climb down into, but this was a tunnel within the cave that looked like it was separate from the above tunnels. Actually, now that you have people with history in your group, there might be some more insight into this tunnel.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll look around it and see if I notice any particular markings that would, tell what cycle it's from or whatever. Can I roll?
Yeah, give me a history check. So the tunnel has a peculiar architecture to you. It looks like it is probably either 12th or 11th cycle, and most likely dwarven. It's hard to say what it was used for, but it's a very large tunnel, which is a little bit peculiar to you, because usually there are smaller tunnels that the dwarves would make unless there was a reason for them needing something this large.
So it's possible that my ancient people, we used this for some sort of, large-scale construction projects, moving material back and forth or something like that. It's definitely much greater diameter than most dwarven tunnels, but it's not that old. It might be as much as 2 cycles old, but it might also be from the 12th cycle. It's a little hard to say without exploring it more. But again, I know we have other things we need to do elsewhere, so we should definitely come back here though at some point, or at least I'd like to.
Well, we are unlikely to forget where it is, I believe. So, onward. back to tower, and then on to Isik.
Alright, so you climb out of the caves and return to the actual burrows areas, which are the stone tunnels beneath the town. Where do you want to head now that you're back in here?
We should at least inform Mayor now that panic about demons is likely put to rest for the moment.
So probably to the house or the wells.
So to the halls of Tarsus, then to the house?
Or do we want to try and come up in the Blackwater state? I can't remember if we've used.
I don't
The
think-
Blackwater's
Oh,
current
that's right.
investigation, but not right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so traveling. Give me a d20 roll, because these tunnels aren't completely safe.
I got it.
Ah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's a mid-level roll.
Yeah.
Not that it matters with Lou's special rotating table system.
No, but it just makes me feel better.
So as you are traveling through the tunnels, you would notice as you're approaching the halls of Tarsus, something strange. You're feeling an intense amount of heat coming from one of the southern passageways, which definitely was not this hot last time.
Man.
Definitely was not this hot last time.
And if there is some chance that demons or some similar things are about, we should investigate.
If it's fire, maybe let me take point. Part of Moran's blessing is to make me less vulnerable to fire.
You will hear no objections from me.
Alright,
Do you want
so-
to investigate it or just keep going?
I think it merits investigation.
I know we're under a time crunch, but this could be an urgent threat to the civilians above.
It is true. We should at least see what it is.
Okay. So I have my Warhammer and shield ready, and I move forward at my slightly slower than other people's dwarven pace. And I will follow the source of the heat.
Alright, so you make your way into the tunnels. Give me one moment. Actually, I need to catch up on some of the notes, so give me one moment.
No problem.
Okay. So, as you are moving down this hallway, you see, looks like there's something up ahead that is lit up. Just give me a moment to place your tiles. Or place your tokens, I should say. Oh, wait, why is Reed's showing red? I gotta fix that. Okay. So it looks like up ahead a little ways. Here, let me see if I can just make this work. Up ahead a little ways, there is a bunch of light coming from around the corner.
Everyone else's tokens are really dim to me for some reason.
This
Do
is
we
how,
do you have a light
that's-
source out?
Yeah, it's because if there's dark vision, they'll look dim to you. Because
okay.
you don't see as well with dark vision.
So is it just this first corner here? Because I can see far enough to see a few
Yeah,
branches.
so you should see light
Ah.
coming from around the corner here.
Okay.
Seems to be a light barrier here. Is that correct?
Where? Oh, no, it's not a light barrier. It's just the angle of the light coming out of that hallway.
Okay. All right.
Do we hear anything? And is the light stable or is it flickering and moving at all?
It is flickering and moving. As if there's maybe something burning.
Okay.
And actually, does anyone have a passive perception over 15?
I think Reed and Beryl both.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm not sure about the new characters.
Not me.
So it sounds
got
like
15
there
exactly.
is a bunch of bubbling as well.
Uh-oh.
Beryl hears bubbly,
Uh-oh.
That could
Like-
be something.
like swamp blub blub blub. I don't know if that's how it sounds.
Something
I'm just trying
So
to think
the
what she
swamp
might
sounds like.
equate bubbling to.
I do not know if anyone would likely to be cooking down here.
I'm continuing to move forward cautiously, like just a few steps at a time and cocking my head and listening every, 5 or 10 feet.
I'm assuming that since the floor looks different to us, the players, while viewing this, is it apparently different? Okay, never mind. So maybe Terrace will discover what I was about to ask. If this different looking floor means anything.
No, it doesn't seem like it does. The floor.
Well, I can't see anything, so
So the floor just looks kind of, messed up there, but it does not cave in
Okay.
or anything.
we gotta stop moving forward.
Well, you can get out a light if you want to travel with a light. It's just some of us have dark vision and don't think about it all the time.
Yeah, if you want to spend a torch, you can light one up for light. You just grab one from the compendium. Or from the...
Sim also has a standing offer to light up your shield or whatever anytime you want.
I'm going to kind of just sort of tap you with my shield. I'd be like, hey, can you know that thing you did earlier with my shield?
Of course, it will compromise stealth, but perhaps not stealthy approach anymore.
You hear like Kong, Kong, Kong from
Yeah.
Kashaka when you say that.
Yeah, and I will light up Terrace's shield.
And Lou, the heat you mentioned before, are we
Oh, yeah,
still
it's getting
feeling that?
really hot as you approach this area.
So,
like, you can
is
just
this
feel waves
light-
of heat.
Is this light fire-like? Is there a warmth, not warmth literally, but like a warmer light to it, like red or orange? Or is it whitish?
It would probably be red-ish, and there would down be the sound of hissing, which, Sim, you would see from up there. It looks like there is indeed lava down there.
Can I add? How do I add light to my character?
You can pull a torch out of the journal from under resources.
He lit up my shield.
Right,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
use
use
a torch,
the
use a
torch,
torch
yeah.
to represent that.
Okay, gotcha.
It's the same thing.
Resources,
Right.
resources.
Oh, I see the lava as well.
I do
Hey,
not think
guys, there's lava.
molten rock belongs down here.
Is this like a plinth? Like, should there be a statue here? Is that what that looks like?
That is a pillar. It's a support
pillar, okay.
structure.
Gotcha.
So
See-
continue to move forward in a
I
steady
see
pace.
molten rock, but it is almost certainly magical or otherwise placed here, so perhaps keep distance.
I'm keeping my distance.
Alright, so you see a bunch of areas in the southern hallway that have lava leaking out of the walls. And, lots of heat coming from that hallway.
Well, that ain't right. We're not nearly low enough beneath the surface for the lava to be appropriate.
I certainly would not expect to find such here. But, I do not know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna There's got to be some source behind it all.
Beryl likes the stones here. They're nice and warm. She's like
So
putting her cheek against the floor
as
on the
you
stone floor.
Don't go to sleep now.
as you get closer, Katraka, you definitely feel waves of heat hitting your face, and you think you see the lava still kind of flowing a bit from the wall here. As I said, there's kind of a couple of holes that it's coming out of. If you get any closer than 10 feet, it might start to affect you if you stay too close to the lava.
Fire damage kind of thing.
Yeah, or heat damage over time, depending on how close and how long you stay there.
Well, I'm going to back up a little bit then.
Although, actually at this distance, what's your passive perception?
14.
Alright, so you would notice something strange as you get close. What at first you thought was just a small stone pebble, you would see there is looks like a small, maybe gold or platinum ring sitting near the lava over here.
Where is it?
It is over here.
Ooh.
Hey, look at that, everyone! I point with my warhammer. It's a ring. Maybe it's.
I'll attempt to pick it up with Mage Hand.
Can you link Mage Hand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have to link a
okay.
couple of things because I actually have the thing that lets me. Hang on, let me. So that plus the spell gives it a range of. So by default, it has a 30-foot range, but I took the telekinetic feat, so I have another 30 feet of range on top of that.
Nice.
Right. Alright, so as you pick up this ring, you would see as it lifts into the air, the lava starts to move.
Oh,
Following the ring.
Put it back down.
And several creatures come moving out of the lava.
I seem to have angered something. My apologies, friends. I did not honestly expect anything to live in the lava. Had assumed it was a trap rather than a habitat.
Well,
Oh, now we can explain why Beryl knows how to shift into elementals.
I need initiative rolls as a bunch of elementals come streaming out of the lava.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, Beryl eager. Anna even more eager.
Draka has Dex as dump stat.
Alright, so the first act as this happens.
Forgot how to.
Sorry, I haven't rolled
I
yet.
think we're missing a couple.
I
Yeah.
accidentally closed my character sheet. Sorry. Try to.
Alright, go ahead, roll.
I think we're missing Terrace as well.
There we go.
Alright.
He's lower than me.
I am too distracted by the ring.
So,
Concentrating on
Anna,
telekinesis.
so you have the ring probably about halfway, like up to here, as these things come flowing out of the lava. Anna Kate, you were the first to act.
I'm pulling out the bow because I
Okay.
see fiery things and I don't know how to deal with fiery things. I have a feeling it's going to hurt if I punch it.
It's a fair assessment.
So here comes the first shot.
Alright, so you pull out Vile Song, taking a shot at which one?
The nearest one, sorry.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything to improve it. So if it misses, it misses.
All right. So 15 would be enough to shoot it. So it is indeed struck by your attack. Let's see. So 7 and acid damage. All right, so it takes 10 points of damage as it is struck by your bolt. And
All right,
makes
second.
a hissing sound.
Let's see. Second shot, I'm going to do sharpshooter.
Okay. So 21 becomes a 16, which would hit as well.
All right, and I will make that one a grasping arrow. So that's the damage from the arrow, and then that won't roll. I want that roll.
What does grasping arrow do?
Grasps.
It does immediate poison damage, and then it reduces their move. Here, I'll link it. Where is it? Speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it takes 2d6 slashing damage first time it moves on its turn.
So I think that would just, because it wraps it in brambles, I think they would just burn.
It would just burn away.
I would think so, because
Well-
I mean, it's like trying to grasp fire.
I mean, I do that, and then I immediately go, that was so stupid.
All right, well, it takes the 10. So wait, 10 and 12? So 22, is that right?
Yeah, the 10 is from the sharpshooter.
So 22
12 is the
and
die.
6, so 28, is that right?
Yep, and then it takes, I assume it takes the poison damage
It
from the
does
grasping arrow.
not. It's immune to poison.
Oof!
Yeah, it doesn't actually have a body to get poisoned.
Well, that was a
I
complete
like-
waste. right.
Anything else?
Let's see. I guess since I raised my hand, I'm gonna patient defense as they're all about to act, and I will just step forward a little bit so they can see me more clearly and come at me if they want to.
All right. So that's it for you, right?
Yep.
Alright, so this creature here is going to fly up this way, entering into your space, Anna Kate, as you are burned. You take 8 points of fire damage, and you are on fire.
Oh,
So you are burning
This
currently.
good.
Yeah, it's on fire, exactly. So until you're put out, here, let me... Do I have a link for this ability? Probably not. Fire form? Yeah, there it is. Oh wait, I'm whispering. Hang on.
You did that. Oh, sorry.
Alright, so you took fire damage, and someone has to take an action to douse you. You would take fire damage at the start of each of your turns while you're on fire. So it flies up here, enters your square, and then it is going to attack, I think, Kendra with a multi-attack. Oop.
Petraka, I think, I'm assuming.
Or sorry, Katraka, yeah. 19 versus AC. Alright, so you are burned by its touch for 9 fire damage, and you are ignited, taking damage to start your turn. Second attack, it would crit you, Katraka.
Yeah.
This is an auspicious start for another 22 damage, and you're just on fire again, so same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not like multiply. That doesn't like stack.
No,
right?
no, it's just the effect is just on fire. It doesn't stack.
Okay.
So that's it for that creature. This one down the hall is gonna fly up this way, 45, and then it's going to double move to come up to here. So the three of you, as it flies through you, and actually, I don't think it can do it to Anna-Kate again because she's already been affected by it. The three of you take 4 points of fire damage and are caught on fire.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody
4
likes
points.
that. So yeah, you each take 4 fire damage and you are on fire until you put it out. Beryl. So you take 1 point of fire damage at the beginning of your turn because you're burning. Ah!
Yeah, Beryl will and like run away. It's like, yeah, she would probably she liked the hot stones, but this is a bit too much.
Alright,
So I'm assuming I'd take an oppie. Yeah.
It is gonna oppie you. So it spends its reaction to attempt a fire touch. 10, I assume, would miss you. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? You move over there.
I'm going to cast. Can I cast Cone of Cold and get 4 creatures?
Alright, so you begin chanting, casting Cone of Cold. Yeah, alright, so you blast a cone of ice south, which I don't think, so you can't hit this one, I don't think, right?
Who? Can't I?
Well, hang on. So I guess if you did 60, because what is it, 60 feet?
Yes.
So, because if you aimed it this way, it would, hit the wall here, and I'm assuming you want to aim it more this way to hit these 3, right?
Correct.
Or, can you hit the other one down there?
No, I can't get that far, no.
Okay, so you could hit those 3, though, so they have to make dex saves.
So the cone isn't wide enough to...
I don't think so, only because if you aim it this way, it'll kind of just hit the wall over here.
Oh, it wouldn't, flow down the passage even more so for having the extra...
It's as wide as it is long.
Yeah, so at the end of it, it's 60 feet. So...
You can definitely get all 4 of them, geometrically.
Yeah, I guess you could kind of aim it. It's just... Alright, sure. So we'll say it'll hit all 4.
I mean, I'm happy to hit 3 of them, but the 4 is even better. And I was hoping to, get the one that was on Anna-Kate.
Alright, so dex save, right? No, con save.
Yeah.
Con save. DC is 15.
Oh, yeah. Con.
32 cold damage. Half on save, I believe, right?
Correct.
Alright, so it looks like 3 of them failed.
Nice.
And one of them made it. So, let's see. This one here looks wounded now for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, the others just look upset.
Okay.
Anything else?
Let me see here. Do I have, I think I might... I'm going to cunning action disengage and run screaming some more because I think I'm still on fire, aren't I?
You are, yes. So if you're on fire, just mark yourself with this little fire token.
10, 15, 20, 25. So I guess I'm here-ish now. Or I guess that would be difficult terrain, so I'm probably here-ish.
All right.
Yep. That's my turn.
Alright, so this one here is very unhappy with Anna-Kate. It's going to fly over here and do a multi-attack on you.
I just got demolished with the Cone of Cold, but it's unhappy with Anna-Kate.
Well, you both hit
It doesn't
very
understand
hard.
magic.
Yeah.
It doesn't understand magic.
It's
It
also,
understands.
not the brightest.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
21 versus AC.
That hits.
Alright, so it flies up, burning you for 5, but you're already on fire, so you're fine. And second
on fire,
attack,
so you're fine.
17 versus AC.
No, that misses.
Alright, so you manage to dodge out of the way of the second attack. Next is the one all the way down the hallway. It's going to fly 50 feet to here. Then it's going to dash, flying another 35 feet. Reed, you would take 6 points of fire damage, and you are set on fire.
Okay. Oh, am I up?
It had to dash to
Yes.
get there. So.
Because it couldn't attack, it just had to dash. So you are up. So on your turn, you burn for 1 point of fire damage.
Okay. I am going to cast Synaptic Static.
Okay.
20-foot radius.
Whoa.
Nice.
Alright, so you explode it on those 3.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
That's an int save.
Yes.
Hopefully they're not good at those.
Oops. Did that go level 5? Yeah, it had to be level 5, right?
Yeah. So 32 psychic. Is there half on save? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so they actually all failed it.
Nice. That
And
debuff.
this one is going to wink out of existence. This one here is wounded now. This one down here is also wounded now.
Cool.
Alright, anything else, Reed?
I guess I'm gonna take a step back, and that's it.
Alright, so you finish your spell stepping back. This one here did not like that one bit. He's going to fly over to here, and he is going to attack you, Reed, using his fire touch. I assume 8 would miss, but then a 25 on the second would probably get you.
Yep.
So you are struck for another 7 fire damage and set on fire. I think actually at this point you're all on fire.
Yep.
Alright, so
Everybody's
that is
fire.
it for him. This party is on fire. Katraka, you would be
Alright.
next. You take 1 point of fire damage on your turn as you are burning.
All right. I am gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am going to summon my old-timey string band.
Alright,
That's
Yep.
your dwarven... It's Katraka and the Radiant ones.
Yes. All right. Sorry. How do I actually get it to cast?
So you click on the spell, and it should minus the spell slot and cast it.
Roll 20. Roll 20 has a lot of things where you click on the text of a thing
Yeah,
rather
no,
than any
I-
button. So.
I realize that, but it's not working. Like it did
Huh.
last level.
Well,
Sometimes
when you
macros
cast
random
it,
upgrade.
it should ask you what level you want to cast it at.
Oh, I see what's happening. I'm sorry. That's what I wasn't seeing.
All right, so go ahead and put an aura on yourself.
I will. And
Uh,
that'll affect them on their turns.
yes. So I think that was an action. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I don't have any good bonus actions right now.
All right, so the fire elemental is next. This one down here is gonna fly up this way. So it has to go here, and all right, it's gonna fly through you guys, but dash so it can't actually attack this turn. Terrace. So at the beginning of your turn,
Did it go through the Spirit Guardians? Did it go through the Spirit Guardians?
I guess it would have to. So, well, Terrace, you take 5 fire damage on your turn, but give me a damage roll for the creature as it went through the Spirit Guardians. It has to make, what, a Wisdom save?
Yep, and it's 3d8 radiant, which is not amazing actually, but say rolled real poor.
Well, it rolled poor as well, taking 7 points of radiant damage. Terrace, so you took 5 points of damage at the start of your turn because you're on fire. What are you gonna do?
All right. I will. I'm very angry that I'm on fire. So for my bonus action,
As one usually is. Remember,
Yep.
you have temp HP, so you'd burn that before your
oh, okay.
regular HP.
Sorry, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, same.
So,
So you can add up to whatever temp HP you had back on if you took that off already.
actually, the exact amount I've taken is 9. So all my temp hit points are gone.
Be
Thank you.
protected.
Yes. I'm going to cast as my bonus action Wrathful Smite.
Alright, so your weapon is lit up with radiant energy. Or wait, was it psychic energy?
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, your weapon is wreathed in psychic energy. But you have to, I think, hit before it can apply.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I need
Well,
to.
you
Okay,
have to
it
spend the
did
spell
spend the
anyway, so that's fine.
Yep.
Uh,
Alright, so, and I will use my normal action to attack, I believe this one?
You would have to move over there to get to that
I'll,
one.
I'll
this,
attack this guy first.
This guy here. Alright, so you swing at him. Ha! 21 would strike and is a magical weapon, so it affects him normally. Go ahead and give me a damage roll, then your Wrathful Smite.
Plus,
So 5.
improved Divine Smite as well. So,
So an extra
a-
d8.
yeah. And what do I need to roll for that?
Just a d8.
Oh no, the smite also goes off now, so.
So give me a... Yeah, so take another 4 psychic. And... Can this thing be feared? Doesn't say it can't.
Huh.
Alright, so... It takes another 2 points of damage and has to make a wisdom save. Another 4 points psychic. And it will attempt to resist your smite. Oh yeah, it is
Oh!
unaffected by your fear effect. So
And does that
it steals
only
its
force-
resolved, and yeah, that would end your spell. Because it just did the extra damage. It would have been feared if it failed, but since it made it, it's unaffected. So, anything else, Terrace?
It is a concentration spell, so I need to put that on.
Oh, well, not anymore, because the spell ended because it made the save.
Oh,
So it just
seriously?
did the extra damage, and now it's done.
I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah, if it was frightened, then it would keep being frightened. But anyway, that's it for you, right, Terrace?
I'm going to make my extra attack.
Oh, second attack, alright.
So, swing.
Yeah, 17 would strike,
Alright.
cutting him a second time for 11.
Plus a d8.
And another d8, so another 3. You can add a d8 global modifier if you want. It might make it easier. You
I
just put
don't know how to do that.
Alright, well, I'll put a pin in it for now. Anything else?
That'll be all.
One thing, because of the fire form, each time you attack it, because you're within 5 feet of it, melee, you take 1d10. So you took 1 and 6, so 7 more points of fire damage as you're swinging at this thing.
Alright. Bam.
Alright, so that's it for you, right?
Yep.
So Sim, at the beginning of your turn, you would take another 1 point of damage.
I love that damage roll. Alright. And might as well bust out the new toys. It seems like a decent time for it. Where's that date? Boop. I am targeting all of the remaining fire elementals, and I just want to teleport them south as far as I can go back down the hall.
Sweet.
Which direction?
South, down
down.
towards here. Roughly.
Alright, so wisdom saves.
Yep.
Alright, first one would fail, so he gets poofed 120 feet.
That's as far as I can go.
Oh wait, not Anarcade. So he's down here. Second one. Alright, second one, let's see, save. 15?
Nope, 16 is the DC.
Alright, so he is poofed down the hallway. Third one. Oh, yep, he is poofed down the hallway. Fourth one.
I've never seen this spell before. This is fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's it from?
This is my Mystic Arcanum, so it's a 6th level spell.
Oh,
I
is it just with PHP?
Maybe? I don't remember. I looked it up on Beyond, so.
Alright,
Wow,
so
they all fail?
they all fell and they're all poofed down the hallway. Anything else?
Love it.
And I will say to Katraka, if you step forward, then your band will intercept them as they attempt to rush back to us. And
All right. I'm gonna go enjoy the music.
and then I will step over here.
It's from
And-
Xanathar's, for those who were up
Ah, there you go. And
That's it.
that's my turn. Yep, that's all for
Alright.
me.
Anna Kate, you would take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay. And then let's see. I did hear that instruction about Katraka moving forward, so I will step over here to give her room and just say thanks for bunching them up for me. And I'm gonna shoot at this one.
Alright, you take a shot at that one.
All right, you're a sharpshooter, so you can actually hit at this range with not without doing
Yep,
a long
I
range
don't
penalty.
have disadvantage.
So pretty.
I will use the sharpshooter actually. So
Alright.
here goes.
Oh, looks good.
18.
Yeah, 18 would strike.
And I will make that a bursting arrow.
Alright.
So-
how much does he take?
That's the damage on the first one. And that's the damage. Oh, ignore the second 10. But the
Alright, so
Ah.
he would take 23 on that shot, which would wound it. And each one around it takes
me
what,
too.
10?
yeah, everyone takes 10, including
The
the
original
target.
target.
That's a cool arrow.
So there is an explosion of force damage where your arrow hits.
Who says warlocks need to deal damage? I'll just support everyone else.
Yep, and then I'll take my second attack on the same one.
Okay. Fire another arrow. 21 would strike.
Okay.
And it takes another 22 damage, which would drop it. Anything else?
Man, I didn't save anything to do with my bonus action. That was... Keep forgetting the Kensei shot thing. I guess that's it. I can't douse the flame with a bonus, right? It's gotta
No,
be an action.
she's an action.
Yeah, then that's my turn.
Alright, so the fire elemental goes. It's going to fly 100 feet up the hallway.
Ooh, that movement.
I didn't realize they were that fast.
And
Well,
end its turn.
I think that was a
'cause
dash.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Make it needs to make a wisdom save as it enters the band.
Yep. So it will. As your
Wait,
band
doesn't entering affect its speed too?
plays a merry tune.
Yeah,
When
when
you-
it enters, its speed is halved. I don't know if that matters, but the moment it
Ooh.
enters, it's halved.
Right, would it have
Yeah.
enough speed to move those
Alright,
last two squares
so
if
it'd
its
probably
speed gets
get up to
halved when
there
it...
then. So go ahead and roll
Nice.
damage. So it takes 17. Alright.
Nice.
As it is radiated from your radiation energies. That's it for that one. Barrel. Barrel, you take 9 points of fire damage.
Ooh, well, that escalated. Last time it was 1 point.
It's getting
Okay,
hot.
average. D10.
All right, 9 points. So part of that is temp, and then minus. Okay. Barrel will is the remains of the fire and elemental like fire and.
No, it's just like a bunch of
Brimstone?
ash.
All right, she's gonna step kind of gingerly, kind of hop through here.
Can you just cast Tidal Wave on all of us?
And 15. That's a lot of damage. Then no, that would be 20, and then 30. Ooh, did I want to do that? I think I'd move. Let's see here, and then I am gonna do an ice storm down here. That's 20-foot radius.
Alright, so you're gonna drop a bunch of ice on them.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's these remaining 3 down here. They have to make a dex save. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I meant to do. These 3 to make a dex save. DC is 15. Damage is 25. And half on save. Sorry, could you go ahead and put that down again? I accidentally deleted it.
Sorry.
So this one in the bottom left would poof out from the spell, and this one here would look wounded. Anything else?
I will disengage back to here.
Sneaky disengages.
Alright, so the fire elemental goes next. That one's dead though.
And I will be very nice about stepping around the band members instead of plowing through them like the nasty elementals.
So this one's going to fly up 80 feet. Then it's going to move over to here, staying away from the band members this time. Reed, you take another 5 points of fire damage. As you continue to burn. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at the 2 elementals that I can see and cast banishment.
Okay. So that is a charisma save.
On this one and this one.
Alright, so first one failed, I believe.
These things are not rolling. They're not saving like heroes today.
Well, has a -2.
Oh.
So they are both banished, poofing out of existence. Anything
Now
else?
where did they go?
Oh, mark yourself as concentrating.
Yeah. I'm gonna move my full movement away.
That's awesome.
And then next turn he's gonna like empty his water skin on his head. He's like, I'm done here, guys. I'm done my bit.
High level parties, man. Like 6 fire elemental sounds like a crazy amount of power for just a random encounter, but
Alright,
we kind of just.
Katraka, you would burn for another 5. I need a con save to keep your spell. Alright, you got
5
it.
is
Yeah.
for me. And I am going to go. This is just ashes, right? I can just walk through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
2, 3, 4. Yeah. And I'm just like, come and get it. And I'm like doing a little jig. Like, it involves rolling on the ground. So I.
Oh yeah. Got an
Oh, does that
action.
extinguish you?
Yeah, you can take an action.
Yeah,
I'm
you
spending
can
my
take an
main
action.
action. All I'm doing is concentrating on the
That's
spell. So
cool.
I can afford to spend my main action doing that. It's
Yeah.
kind of worth it. Because now they cannot approach without going through the band.
Yep.
Alright, so you pat yourself down,
Without
getting the fire put out.
We're like in rhythm.
Of course. Of course.
Gracefully.
How else could you possibly do that?
Right.
Artistic.
So this one down here has to go through the snow. So it goes 40 feet to get to here. Then it's going to continue. So it has another 60. And it's going to stop here because it can't get to you yet anyway. Terrace. You would take another 1 point of fire damage as you continue to burn.
All right. I'm going to. I have 50 movement speed. I'm going to. Here, let me see what we got here. That's not what I meant to do. The ruler. All right, I'll move to here.
Oh, and that guy is wounded as well. Oh, he is marked. Okay. So you move up to him.
Yeah. We'll move
Okay.
right here. And I will attack him with my longsword.
Alright.
Oh, hey, sorry. I hate to be that guy, but Lou, it doesn't look like you have the distances set to be 15 for every
is
other
it
diagonal.
not-
Oh, every other.
Is it
Hmm.
not set
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I definitely. I didn't think that would be 30 feet.
Alright. Yeah, it should be set right now, so just make sure you can actually move that.
I think Terra still has enough move speed to do that with the.
Yeah.
with
He
speed,
does
but-
probably,
but
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you're
40
still
right there.
fine.
Yep.
Yep.
But
Alright.
yeah, it's good to have that set correctly.
You do have 50, right, Paris?
Yeah, I can move 50. And if you start your turn within 5 feet of me, you can move an additional 10.
Alright. So I need a con save, because you just got really close to the lava.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. All right, I'll take it.
Heyo.
Alright, so it is very hot. And you feel a little bit burny.
Technical term, burning.
10 points of fire damage from the lava. And go ahead, attack the creature.
All right. So I'll swing at it with my longsword.
Okay. 16 would strike, however, you do take 6 points of fire damage because of its fire form from attacking it up close. But give me a damage roll.
Bam.
Alright, so you do 11 points on the first attack.
plus this wonderful
Smite. All right.
extra 2.
Second attack. I assume you're attacking again.
Yes.
Alright, 27 would strike, and you take 10 points of damage fire from it. As it continues to burn you for being close. Go ahead, give me a damage roll.
Why did I think this was a good idea?
Alright, so you take
Another swing.
another 12 and a d8.
Bam.
So 19.
Oh, nice.
It's looking pretty beat up at this point, but it's still up.
Alright, and I still have 10 feet of movement, and I'm going to use my wonderful new feat to move without taking
An oppie.
yep.
Yeah,
So,
Alright.
right.
So you back up, trying to get away from the fire.
Come and get me, pal.
Sim.
Move over here and do the old Eldritch Blast with shove, like I so enjoy doing.
Alright, you send some Eldritch Blasts at it. So you would strike with all 3.
Wow, these really don't have much armor class. Well, I'll push it.
You would push it right out of existence.
Fair enough.
Flares out. Now I'm assuming, Reed, you're going to try to hold them in stasis.
Yep.
Send them back to the elemental.
So
plane of
you
fire.
are going to take one more round of fire damage from burning.
He might not. If we're staying in rounds, someone might extinguish him before.
Someone could get over there and extinguish him before it's turn.
Sure. So that's it for Sim, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you took 8 fire damage at the beginning of your turn. I forgot
Sorry.
about that.
Yes.
Sure, since people are on fire, we'll keep it going. Anna Kate, you would take 2 points of fire damage on your turn.
Alright, I'll douse the fire now.
Alright, so you're no longer burning. You can take the symbol off. That's it for you, I assume.
Yep. Well, I guess I'll hold my... No, I'll go ahead and sheath the bow. If they come back, I'll have to draw. Fight
Okay.
them hand to hand.
Beryl, on your turn, you would take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay. And are we emitting any light while we're on fire?
Probably.
Okay, so can I see Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, you can see Reed.
Okay, because I can't see Reed, but
Oh.
15,
All
20,
right.
25, 30. Yeah, like, okay, I can barely see Reed. All right.
But wait, Beryl,
Um,
you're on fire too, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to stay on fire?
If I can help Reed keep his spell, yes. Oh, what do I have?
On next round. Or, my next turn, which is still not rotating. Or Reed can.
Well, he's next, so he might lose his spell immediately
Right,
after my turn.
Push him so he doesn't have to make a concentration check then.
Right. Let
Can
me
you get
try. All right, let me try Wall of Water. Because it doesn't do any damage. So I'm going to do a 30-foot long wall of water that anyone can walk through if they want to.
Go ahead and link it.
Yep.
And you just put it right on top of me?
I'm going to. All right. So let's see.
Oh yeah, it doesn't deal damage. It's just difficult
If I
terrain.
started it, Reed, and send it to here. Okay, you guys are going to have to run for it to come over here and get it. But if you want it, it's over here. I will put the wall right here.
Sure. So sure, I'll say that would probably put out the fire on your turn.
Oh, actually, let me put it. Can I put it here? So it puts the water out on me too.
Sure. You
Okay.
splash the two of you with a big wall of water, putting out
Yay.
the fire on both of you.
Excellent.
And I think everyone else can put their own fire out, right?
Yeah, we would all take one more. Everyone who's
Yeah.
still on fire would take one more.
So
But-
that
Well,
would just
not
be.
everyone, because I'm going to have a turn, and I can extinguish someone.
No.
I think probably I'll extinguish Terrace.
Terrace. Alright,
Yes.
so Sim takes one more fire for
Yeah.
9.
Okay.
And that
That's
would
fine.
end the combat.
Oh, So the elementals don't return?
They can't. Well, I mean, Reed, I assume, is going to hold them until they're banished because they're not
Oh,
native.
see, well, I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, cool. All right. we used a lot of spells, but we used cool spells, guys.
Yeah.
I
was
like
working as well.
dismiss the band. You know, they finish their song, and I'm like, good job, all right.
And I guess I'll continue floating the ring over to us with Mage Hand. It was hovering in the air this whole fight.
All right. So
Guys, I was so considering using Tidal Wave like Reed suggested, but then I was like, 4d8 damage times 6 of us. I really can't justify doing that to my party.
For the lulz.
I probably would have done way more than the fire damage. So yeah, it's still lava-y in the area, but you're not under attack by fire elementals anymore. What do you want to do?
So the ring is still like floating in the air.
Well, I pulled it over to me after I put myself out.
All right. So maybe we should try identifying it or figuring out what's going on with that thing.
It seems reasonable. Allow me a few moments, and then we'll just sit down. Start a ritual cast of Identify right here.
No, you do actually have to touch it.
What?
You do actually have to touch the item.
Sure. I floated it over to my hand. I would have picked it up.
Is it hot? Hot.
No, it actually does not seem to have any heat coming off of it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that
well?
Fancy.
Give me a few
you're
minutes.
Gonna try to identify it.
Yep.
I would like to take a closer look at this elemental. After it like came on top of us, Beryl got really intrigued on its makeup and.
Just take a chinchilla dust bath in the ash pile that it left.
And she emerges with the knowledge of elemental transformation.
So there are some essence. There is some essence remaining from the elementals.
Always good.
What's the skill needed for that?
That would be
alchemy?
Arcana or Alchemy.
I would like to use alchemy.
Yeah. Although I think some of the ones further south will be hard to harvest unless these pools of lava cool down or dissipate.
Or we carefully walk around, like kind of skirt them.
I think at least
They're
one of
pretty
them.
tight in a couple spots, so yeah.
I think at least one of them you can't reach without getting burned unless the lava cools down.
Well,
But I
it
think
may
all
not
the
be
rest
worth
you
it.
can.
All right. So you are attempting to identify this ring, but whatever properties it has, it seems to be masked, as you don't get anything back from the identify.
Oh,
Say this.
fancy.
I will say this out loud. I have not seen this before, although I have heard perhaps of such. Its enchantment seems to be hidden. Perhaps the enchantment merely conceals itself from divination, which Identify certainly is.
Well, I have
Could
a
be
more
dangerous.
powerful spell I could try to cast. I don't know if it'll work, but I could try.
If you feel confident in this spell and do not think it will unduly hinder you to invoke powerful magics, you are welcome to try. And
Well, actually, you know what? It would use up a lot of resources and would take 10 minutes to cast. You know what? I think we should bring this ring with us back to the surface, and then that way we can, figure out what it does under less time pressure.
fair enough. And Sim will just have it like sort of hover gently in his palm or over his palm. Shall we continue back to Shaur?
I'm marking that you're taking that.
Okay,
So.
I will make the note so that I don't forget about it.
All right.
I will list it as the unidentifiable ring for now.
I put unidentified ring too.
Alright.
So you're.
I didn't even know what category to make it because I don't know if it's a magic item or not, but it probably is.
So it does look like there might be more lava in this area. You're not sure what's going on, but you're gonna head out for now.
We can always return. It does not seem like these elementals are embarking on campaign of conquest.
Wait, was I able to collect anything from? The fire
Yeah.
elementals
So
that were in reach?
did you
Yeah, at least
want
3 of them
to?
were.
Did you want to go down to get the other 2 down the lava hallway, or are you just
No,
gonna get the?
just
Okay.
the 2 that were near us while he identified.
Yeah. So give me a Arcana or Alchemy. Oh, good roll. So you would collect 100 gold pieces worth of fire elemental essence,
Nice.
which I assume you have
Have
something to
a,
put that in.
I have a vial.
Okay. And you are continuing on your journey to the surface. So you head back up to the main hallway where you follow the tunnels into
100.
the
Sorry, can you
100,
tell me again the amount?
100 gold pieces of fire elemental
One.
essence.
Can we make a note on the map of where the lava pools are, though? Because I would like to be able to come back to them.
Yes.
You know, that's the sort of thing you don't want to leave unattended for too long.
Sure, I'll put a note
Cool,
here.
thanks.
Ooh.
Hmm?
Cool.
Yeah.
We are down to 10 vials.
For a small town, that glass blower does a lot of volume.
We're really bad about remembering to put our potion of healing vials back in the bag when we've chugged them.
Just break them on the ground.
Well, during combat that might make sense, but sometimes we're like between combats and we're like
Oh right, like
chugging
I drank like
potions.
3 potions before the last
Right.
before the
And
cathedral fight.
we always forget to keep the bottles.
Yeah.
Alright, so you continue through the halls of Tarsus, which luckily are abandoned now. Make your way through those tunnels, head to the other side, and this area is a little bit safer as it's mostly been cleared out. So you make your way down. Are you going to the well?
I
Whatever's
still don't know the
closest.
tunnels that well, so I'm
The
following
well
Beryl
or the
lead.
house, whichever's closest. Yeah.
Alright, the well's probably closest. It's a little bit more of a pain to climb out of, but you would end up back in Char.
Well, let us tell the mayor that she does not have to worry about demons.
There are a couple of
It's
people
fire elemental.
who are surprised as you all come climbing out of this decommissioned well. They just
We all
give
look a
you
little singed.
odd looks and then continue on with their days. It's like, oh, it's the
Oh, it's
tribe.
just the tribe.
It's just the tribe. They're
And
doing
since there are other
they're doing
adventurers in
stuff.
town come to seek their fortunes here, it might be good to warn people that there are dangerous fire elementals about.
All right, so it is at this point you've been underground for a while. It's probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You spent about 5 hours getting back up here. What's the
Tribe
group
go
gonna
see
do?
Alira or go see Mare first?
I do not care which order, so long as we do both quickly.
I think we might need to split up. I need to head to the marketplace to get something.
Yeah, you remember that the conference is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ah.
What time of day is it?
It's about 12 in the afternoon.
I will go speak to Mayor. I have very little I need here in town, and I do not know your friends about town as well as you do, Beryl. So I will speak to Mayor. She will see me.
I will come with you.
I
Since
Your
there's
company would be
nothing I really need to do.
appreciated.
if it's no trouble, I suppose I'll go as well.
I'll go into town.
Go with Reed to the market or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Um,
And I will return to house when I am done with Mayor. But we should make haste toward Char. I would rather be toward Isik. I would rather be there before the day of summit.
All right, so
Sure.
Reed's going to the market. Who else is going?
I'm going with Reed, Katraga.
Katraka, all right. What and who's going to the mayor's office? You said Sim?
Sim, Anna, Kate, and I think Terrace. Did you speak up?
Yep.
Is that just everyone else?
I think Beryl's probably going to head back to the burrow to meet up with Alira and dump some of our bag of holding stuff in our fun little floor vault and wait for the rest of the party to regroup.
Yeah.
I don't need to take RP time, but I'll sort through the inventory a little bit and move stuff around.
All right, so Alira is happy to see you. She says, "How did the demon investigation underground go?"
Beryl would tell slightly over enthusiastic, embellished stories about the horrible shadow void demons that the tribe conquered. And she would also tell Alira about our new party members, totally embellished descriptions and stuff. So Alira may or may not actually recognize them when she meets them.
She says, "This is why I stay in the city, because I did not want to deal with any of that. That sounds terrible." But
Very.
things have been going pretty quiet up here. Uh,
Oh, and Alira, tribe maybe find way to go after Shock. Tribe has fancy. No, Anna Kate has fancy ability now on her sword to maybe take tribe to find Shock.
as well. I'm glad to hear that. I was hoping you could save him. He's. I feel like the group is not the same without him. Is Melody doing all right? I assume she's still in Issac.
Yes, Beryl thinks Melody fine. Left with lots of humans, good guards, lots of strong human warriors. Not as strong as Tribe, but strong. Doing research. Melody doing research to help Tribe when Tribe go to Shadowfell to rescue Shock.
She's all right. Well, as I said, things have been pretty quiet here. There's been sort of an uptick of people coming into Char. I think a bunch of them are heading up to Issac. I'm guessing word is spread of the rebuilding efforts.
Oh yes, big fancy meeting tomorrow. Tribe arrange. Make all
She's-
factions talk together and make peace and be friends. Tribe
Well,
hopes.
well, I hope that's successful. There was a fairly large caravan that came into town yesterday. I think it brought a bunch of new people and supplies, so might be
Oh,
something
anything
worth looking
good?
into. I've been laying off stealing and spying for the time being, so I couldn't tell you, but might be worth looking into.
Alira's still allowed to spy and get info for Tribe. But
Oh,
Alira has gold now and doesn't need to steal.
yeah, it's I don't know. Without worrying about Blackwater or the Crimson or the Blood Hand, I don't know. I've just been keeping my head down for the time being. I'm still a little bit worried about the new Blackwater in town, his sister, but yeah, I haven't been able to glean too much from her.
She done much rumors or news of things. Why Alira wary of?
I don't know. I'm weary of all the Blackwaters.
Okay.
So meanwhile, Katraka and Reed, you can buy things at book price. Was there something in particular you were looking for?
Can you remind me sort of what your character looks like? Is he an elf, a human?
Half elf, warlock, Sylvan kind of garb. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're walking to town, I like kind of very diffidently say like, "Hey, Reed, I have a question for you. Slightly awkward, but is is the tribe? Do you think the tribe will be okay with me continuing to accompany you on your adventures, at least for the moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have any better leads on the my ultimate goals at the moment, and it seems like what you're doing is really important. But truth be told, my clan has fallen on hard times and was not able to fully equip me for this journey that I was on. The tribe doesn't happen to have any extra funds around, does it?
We have some. We've made a decent amount. Yeah, but that's something that we'd have to all discuss together.
Okay, well I'm just gonna look around in the market then, and I'll raise it next time we're all together. Then, thanks. Yeah, so I'm just gonna look around the market, kind of look at like if there's anyone selling musical instruments, of course, or if there's anyone. I'm also particularly interested in weapons and armor.
All right. Well, you can currently buy things for book price, or you can spend a few hours haggling to try to get better prices.
I'm not particularly interested. I'm just sort of window shopping. I'm not necessarily like in the market for anything in particular.
Okay.
But I just want to get the lay of the land as far as where the different merchants are and stuff like this. Because I just kind of hurried through Chower when I was coming down. So I didn't really know the layout before.
All right, so yeah, you just kind of look around, looking at what's available. Reed, what about you? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just when Nikolai came here to buy the ingredients to summon Lenore, his familiar, since I now have the Find Familiar that I can cast as a ritual spell, I'm just going to get those same ingredients to cast Find Familiar like 3 times.
Alright, so you can buy what you need. You can also use arcane components if you have those.
Okay.
I think there's a bunch in the sack that we don't have very much use for, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I needed.
Okay, what about at Town Hall? So you would go there, the guards would recognize you, of course, Beryl. They wouldn't recognize Terrace, but they would recognize Beryl and Anna Kate.
Barrow's not there, but Anna, Kate, and Sim, I think, have.
Right.
I think Sim went with us once before. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sim was here during the whole Anna Kate fiasco.
Yeah.
So he's.
And I talked to the mayor like
now.
yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, the guards would allow you to enter. You wouldn't see the mayor around. However, you would be approached by one of her people.
Good enough.
Guard captain, whose name is escaping
Grobar? Wasn't it something like Grobar or something? I don't remember.
Grobe. Captain Grobe.
Grobe. My bad.
So he says, Tribe, it's good to see you. And he gives you a hearty salute from behind his thick plate armor. He says, how did the fight against the demons go? Is everything safe for Char?
For now, it's safe. There was no proper summoner as we had worried. It was a magical anomaly that created them, and that has been resolved, although in process of resolution we have lost one companion and gained 2 more, it seems.
Interesting. Well, there is... Well, I don't know if you'll be happy about this, but there is a member of the Crimson Blade in town. They have sent a detachment of their people up here to keep an eye on the town ever since the last magic debacle, so they might wish to speak to you about what happened. I didn't mention you or your group or your ability to cast magic because I wasn't sure if you wanted them to know, but I'm sure someone in town is going to reveal that fact at some point. He lowers his voice, but he says, "You are licensed, aren't you?"
I am in an interesting position. I do not. I was never formally licensed because I started as an acolyte in temple.
I see. Well, as I said, I haven't mentioned you or your group's proclivities towards magic, so just be aware. I don't want you to be arrested for lacking a license. And if you are,
so dirty.
And if you are, I will for certain speak in your name for you. Yes.
I greatly appreciate this, Captain. But there is signs that not all is calm in space below Char. The demons are no longer concerned, and there does not seem to be anything nearly so pressing. But there is certainly activity that I had not expected. We encountered fire elementals of all things down there, which are dangerous enough for casual adventurers who come seeking fortunes near Isik. So,
I see.
I leave it to your judgment. To place warning is perhaps wise, but warnings are sometimes like advertisements for people of certain bent, so I do not know how wise to proceed against warning people of dangers. But there are certainly still some dangerous things down there, and something has got them stirred up.
I see. Well, I will put up a reward for someone to look into this. I have heard that a group of mercenaries has made their way to town inspired by the tribe, so perhaps they'll want to look into this to follow in the footsteps of your great heroic band.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still planning to build that, to build something on the land to the south of here? Or are you going to stay within your tribe burrow house?
The mayor only mentioned possibility to us a day or two ago, and we have not yet made decision, I do not think. Is there some pressing urgency?
No, I was just curious. Take your time, of course.
It is a weighty decision.
Yes, of course. As I said, I'll try to have someone look into what's going on below Char, and thank you again for all your help.
It is indeed the least we can do. After all, I do not wish the city to be consumed in flames. I wish to reside here for some time, so...
Yes, we should probably avoid that if possible.
Now, there are other urgent matters I have to deal with, so please spread word as you deem fit, and I must take leave.
All right, good travels to you. I hope we see you again soon.
And to you.
All right. What are you all going to do? Or actually, we are at
I have a-
8:30,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we might
Oh.
want to stop here. It's not a bad stopping point. Why don't
I
we
think the plan
do?
is to reconvene tomorrow, so...
I have
Yeah.
to get out pretty early.
So why don't we do MVP votes? Just send me a whisper with your selection for MVP.
It's. Oops, sorry. It's /W.
Yeah. /W space GM, and then space the name of the person you're voting for.
All right, fair warning, Lou. I'm going to ask about Daniel Kavar at the beginning of next session before we leave Char.
That's fine.
He's been traveling 9 days with our stuff. And he went to Highguard, not to the capital.
Thought for sure you were going to say you're going to ask about the wyvern egg the next session.
Oh, no. I'm watching the calendar. I'm on that. I've not forgotten.
What's hatching day?
Uh,
What day is hatching day?
10 more days in game.
Okay.
So, Sim
Which is a lot.
with 3 votes is MVP, with Barrel in a close second.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Congrats, Sim.
Yeah, well, I need that inspiration now. I spent a bunch. It's there to be spent, unless you're saving up for a wyvern. So.
Right. Well, Beryl actually should probably be using hers at this point because I'm maxed out. So
Oh yeah, you want a little headroom so that you can.
yeah.
Well,
Like the journal that I did last week brought me to the max. So yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
All right,
Good night.
have a
Have
good
Have a
night.
good one.
Good night.
Nice playing with you.
Yeah. Thanks to the new players for bearing with the somewhat awkwardness of diving headfirst into lots of stuff going on, but we'll get you up to
Yeah,
speed.
there's a lot of.
Yeah, I love this world. It's so cool, dude.
It's
That was a lot of fun.
I'm very interested in all the politics and factional stuff. I just need a briefing on how it all works and stuff, but that's fine.
So one more thing. Are we possibly gonna get rewarded for that, or was that just out of the goodness of our hearts?
I mean, I was not narratively expecting a reward from the city because they weren't even really aware of the threat. We told them about it, and then we went and took care of it.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
and from a metagame perspective, like we got a serious upgrade to one of our party's magic items, and like a huge
And a
step
level,
forward towards one
Yeah,
of our
you're right.
narrative goal.
Yeah.
Like being able to get to Shadowfell is something we've been pursuing for like months of game time, or not game time, months of table time. Like,
Wow.
like
Let me-
like 2 months now.
Let me just say this. I do want to say this. Like, now that we're back in Char, and we probably should have done this in game, and we can certainly do it at the beginning of the next game. We can absolutely distribute some gold to the new party members. Like, I mean,
Yeah, we're wealthy.
we've
so.
got gold. Yeah, I mean, it's
just
not gonna
need-
be. It's not going to be enough to buy magic items, but we
No,
can
no,
give
yeah.
you gold. Yeah.
Literally all I need is full plate rather than chainmail.
That's kind of what I'm looking for. That's the exact
Yeah.
thing I kind of want.
Okay.
as well.
One other thing.
But it is
One
pretty
other thing.
expensive.
One other thing I want to point out is we have a gentleman working for us who is a finder of things and trader of things and black market connections and what have you. And we sent an obscene amount of gold and some magic items and gems and things to be sold and things to be traded with him 9 days ago. And that's part of what I was telling Lou to be prepared that I was going to ask about that first thing next session. In game, we potentially could meet up with him before we go back to Isaac. And one of the things he has with him is plate mail magic plate mail that nobody in our party could wear when we got it.
Right. So if he
But we-
hasn't managed to trade it away, he might
Right.
just bring it back and use it.
Terrace,
We
you're welcome to the, or
specifically-
Jonathan. Terrace is welcome to the magic plate mail. I just need like a plate mail, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I appreciate that.
I just wanna point out it's legendary, and we specifically told him that he had to contact us before making any trades with it. Because
Okay, that's awesome.
we knew, even though we couldn't use it, we knew it was a big deal. So we were
Yeah.
like, all right, it's got to be a crazy good thing that he finds for us if we. So
Do you guys
so
know what it does?
yeah, yes, it is armor of etherealness.
Right. It lets you do the ethereal jaunt thing once a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty
Plus
strong.
being
real
magical
good.
plate mail. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Wow.
It's
That's
the
awesome.
only legendary item this group has gotten we've been playing over 2 years, real time.
Well,
Wow.
we've shipped with Thetheist for 2 years. Like I've only been here for like a couple months now.
Yeah. We have a lot of magic items though. I'm not complaining at all. Like those of
Yeah,
our group who have been here for a while, like we definitely want to outfit you. And yeah, we just
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well,
But
yeah.
no, as far as gold, like honestly, I mean, I would be fine if you guys want to just go ahead and immediately right this moment add 100 gold, 100 silver.